Hello and welcome. It's Roller Winter Monday. Again, we are back again at 12:30 p.m. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be back today. This week, there's so much happening. Remember Steve Summers? He got fired. 7571, the bridge there in Kentucky, Ohio, it's closed for a while indefinitely. 54,000 trailers were ordered. Clearing snow causes a 29-vehicle pileup, meaning off your windshield. You're going to strike on Thanksgiving weekend. I hope there's some stocks, rates, and some slogan trivia. Do you know your slogans? Not just from trucking. Do you know them? You better know them. I got a lot of them here. So that's what we're doing today. All right. So let's see if I can do some clickies and getting stuff clicked. There we go. All right, that's pretty awesome. So Christina was first the other day. Today, George Wilson was here first. Hello. Wild Bill is here today. It's good to see you today. Trucker Hershey's here. What's going on? Luke, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello there. Air Gunner Bob, hi. What's happening? Kelly Patterson is here from LaPorte, Texas. Probably warmer than here. It's 43 degrees here today. Trucker Hershey's eating carrots. That way you can see those huge paychecks. Hello, Roger Penske. How are you doing today? Nice in Phoenix, as always. Kitty Ling is here. Hello. The President, George H.W. Bush, is here today. I heart the cryptoverse. I added the. Good morning to you. Wilbon79, hello. Mark Ely's here. Hello there. Hello. Welcome. Paul Harris. Alexandra's back home. All right, in Indianapolis. Nice. Back home again in Indianapolis. Love it. Paul Harris, you were using my question to ask companies. Oh, they're surprised. Well, thank you for using them. I appreciate it. Yeah, that way I figured the questions give people a good reference. You can use the same question between recruiters and see what they say. So thank you for using those. Charles, good morning. I'm spending part of my vacation with you. All right. Good time for vacation. Hopefully you get off through next Wednesday. Then you can go on strike. Big stuff. Good afternoon. Columbia George, greetings, peace and love to everyone in the trucking industry on Roller Wiener Monday. Peace, love, and wieners for everyone. Dave Johnson. Voltaire's got it going on. Passed some time ago. It's Roller Wiener Monday. Luke, Paul Harris. I've been contacting people, just sending emails. Oh, do they answer? Will they answer you in writing? That's pretty good. They needed to work and call you. It's the right way to handle it. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, you should respond. If they respond to you, I mean, yeah, say something to them. Yeah, they're probably surprised at getting one. People just jump ship. Yeah. You like the Mr. T version, not getting in the airplane? Mr. T was always afraid to fly, if everyone remembers that. Christina, now the tweet was deleted, or Facebook post was deleted about the shutdown. Really? There was more than a tweet. I mean, it's been in the news and everything. They have a whole Facebook page. 40-some thousand members. So look, the owner of the page can delete the page at any time, but dang it, I was going to strike over Thanksgiving. What am I going to do now? Gear Jammer, greetings from Ardmore, Oklahoma. Hello. Kenworth Ryder, good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon to you. Alexandra, I'm doing great. It must be great to be home after all that time. Holy mackerel. You left a whole world ago, and but now you are back. Stanley, hey, what's going on? Do you take your truck home there? I'm just curious. Actually, I think you probably would. It'd be a long drive back. DIY semi-driving, what's cooking? Hey, nothing at the moment, but there'll be something later. Dominican truck driver, really? From Dominican Republic? Or are you just a Dominican truck driver? Hello there. If so, of course, I always want to know the price of fuel wherever you are. Ansel and Penelope, Rain Blossom Smith. Hello. Hey, did we decide that it's okay to take a hammer to the light bars? Yes. Buy a bunch of ball bearings, okay? And just dump them out your window when you drive, once you're in front of somebody like that. Let them do the work for you. Yikes. I mean, these light bars, crazy. What are we doing? They're all illegal, by the way. You can't use them on the road. They say it right on them. They're not DOT-approved lighting. You can't use them for on-road use. Turn them off. Some people only run those. Where are the comps for this? I think that should be an out of service, to be honest with you. You should get pulled over and get an out of service for it, because they are not allowed. Well, Bill, who do I drive for? Well, for people that don't know, I don't ever say who I drive for. I do this every week at 12:30, but keeps them out of my videos, and then I don't have to answer to them, and also don't recruit for them. A lot of people recruiting for their company, especially now. I'm not recruiting. Let them go get their own drivers. So there. It's 70 in LaPorte, Kelly. LaPorte, Texas, not LaPorte, Indiana. Yeah, nice. Much nicer than here. Precision Logistics from Pennsylvania. Hello. Thank you, Wild Bill. I appreciate it. So, and I lost my little spot there. All right. Hey, Mark. Todd from Benton, Arkansas. Right? What's going on out there at Benton? It's super nice. I saw the whole country. I looked at the maps today. Country's pretty quiet around the, compared to the way it was a few days ago. Cash is King Trucking. What's happening today? I'm only doing one live today. I think Cash is King will do 6 or 5 or 6 maybe. Sultan is here on time. I appreciate it. 57 in Atlanta. Oh, that's pretty good, Matt. Randy Halo. Hello there. Getting out of the Army in January, Mark Kitty Ling. All right. Do you have one of the MOSs that will allow you to become a driver? There's about 6 or 7 of them. Now, I don't know which ones it is exactly. Luke, 10 days till my 2 years that I left CR England. Do you think they will send you a card? Pretty Rick doing good. In Georgia, nobody's sleeping. Everybody's counting. Yes. And that's because the election was so close that they're required to do so. So, greetings from Cadott, Wisconsin, 31 and snowing. The roads must be okay. Everything showed green around the map. Jamar, can you find out about PNS transportation? PNS. Anybody on here from PNS? Paul's going to strike. That's good. Alex, the OTR driver, is checking in. Hello there. Alexander, I parked my truck in Lebanon. Oh, really? And get a ride home to Fisher's. Going to get the cars detailed and seeing the cancer doctor. Wow. I don't know which one's more important. I guess you need a clean car to go see the doctor. But, yeah, get the cars detailed. I tried to do that once for the wife only, her car in the spring. So, Roger Penske can't strike. My medical clearance return to the employee of the Korean Mafia is until the 30th. Well, you could still be there. You can be there, in spirit. Then the knee surgery on the 29th. Yikes. Get it all in before the end of the year, I guess. Chino, Mark, maybe you could talk about what local drivers keep in their trucks and what you bring to work. Besides a pen, you said you keep in the truck. Well, I don't leave anything in the truck. I think leaving anything in the truck if you're local, especially if your truck can be used by anybody else, not a good idea. So I don't leave anything in the truck. What do I bring? Not much. I mean, I'm only going to be gone for the day. So gloves, right? I don't leave those in the truck. I have a hammer that I bring, just stuff like that. Otherwise, not a lot of stuff. Just the radios and stuff like that. Basic stuff, water. I don't think anything special that anybody else wouldn't bring to really any other job, honestly. A battery. I have an extra battery for the phone, a 20,000 milliamp battery that I can plug the phone into in case the cigarette lighter in the truck stops working or I need to go somewhere. So I have a battery. Otherwise, no. Al Johnson was 46 when I woke up in the morning. You're mad? Why did I even move to the coast? Yeah, 46. It should be 80 degrees there. What freight to haul unless I would give your company away? How about a dry van? How about that? 50 and sunny in Chicago, Wild Bill, because that's warmer than here. Dry van's just simpler, and there's more drop and hook opportunities, I think, in dry van than any other thing. Alexander, if Cash does a live, you'll be there. Check out Cash is King. He's pretty awesome. I know he's on there all the time with all different kinds of topics. Now he's running through each city's Craigslist. I think that's fascinating. You should look at the local job in Indianapolis that I posted for $101,000. Home every day. Have you been in Natchez, Mississippi? Hometown, good cooking. I've probably been through there. Not in a while, though. Joe Reed may be related. You have any info on RTI? I see those ads all the time for RTI. Caleb, what's going on? Natchez Historic Rivertown. Oh, right. Kenneth, good afternoon. What to do if a previous company reported false information on your deck? You can go to the Hire Right site there, and you can contest it. There is a way to contest the information. I'd also write the company an email. Say, look, this stuff you posted is not true, and I demand you remove it, basically. So that at least you get it started, so that later you can say, yes, I've been trying to remove it. I wrote to them, everything. Get the ball rolling in your direction. Has anyone heard of Variant? It's a new company owned by U.S. Express. Oh, really? Owned by U.S. Express? James Bowman, Steve Summers. Yeah, he's the new Truckin' Bozo. He's the son of the Truckin' Bozo, for all of you that remember. The Truckin' Bozo. He was on WLW, did the night show. One day, a couple weeks ago now, they just walked in and said, you're fired. You're not even going to go on the air today. So, fired, just like that. So, that's why I always encourage people that no matter how long you've been somewhere, he'd been on the radio there 17 years. Okay, no matter what, you're still just an employee. You're a number there, and they can erase your number at any time, and out the door you go. You have nothing to say about it. So don't ever think like that can't happen. That could happen to any of us. It happened to him and could happen to anybody else. Hopefully we'll see him at the truck show in March. I checked today. It's still going on, Mid-America Truck Show in Louisville at the end of March. Tickets will be available starting December 1st, so we'll get on it when they get tickets. Greetings from a shaking Southern California. Josh, really? Another earthquake? My dad could always feel that. He'd call me up. There was an earthquake. I felt it at 2 a.m. So then I look it up. I'm like, there's an earthquake in Ecuador or something. I'm like, you felt that? Yeah. But he always could do that. I don't know how. Alexander, money's and everything. I'm happy at Schuster. Oh, I agree. Once my folks started having health, I go local to help take care of them. Oh, okay, I agree. Well, look, I agree. I'm just saying that there is, for a local job, that's pretty good pay. I mean, we got to at least understand that. And I know that's not everything, but that's not bad. And people in the Indianapolis area that may be looking for a place, that may be a place at least to give a call to or something like that. Because there are jobs in Indianapolis on that same Craigslist showing $800 a week for local jobs. So, is it true I was a diamond driver for Swift? Yeah, I shined bright like a diamond there. Was shining bright like a diamond. Dave Johnson, slip seats with a day driver. We keep some cleaning supplies and a set of tools. We have mutual respect for each other's property. Yeah, the company gives you Windex and stuff like that, so we can get that. I think there's a bottle of Windex in the truck because that's company stuff, so you just leave it in there. But I'm just saying that I've had trucks where somebody else takes a truck and it's broken down in another state. And I come in and I'm like, where's my truck? And they're like, oh, he broke down your truck, and so you're using this truck that they got a loaner or something, or rented a truck, and so your CB, that kind of stuff could break down somewhere else. And if it gets stolen, which we've had a couple stolen just out of the yard, they won't do anything for you. They're like, well, you shouldn't leave anything in the truck because that's what they tell you. So I don't leave anything of any value in the truck. El Papa Trucking, how do you check on a company you used to work for? It doesn't still use your info to make it look like you still work for them. How do you check on a company a company you used to work for? Doesn't it still use your info to make it look like you still work for them? I guess I don't quite get the question after I read it to myself twice. Paul, Mark, I just listened to a call by another YouTuber. They're newer, but they do run independently from US Express. So this is Variant. I think the recruiter said they do share freight with them, although they only recruit experience. It's always curious that a company like that has like a side company that pays more. 18 years at my place, and I've been fired 4 times over the years. Wabel, see? Perfect. They walk you out, except you walk yourself back in there. Red Monkey Trucking is here. What's happening? I'm like a triple diamond driver for Swift. Look, if you're at Swift 8 months, you get to be the CEO. Because you have the most experience. Don't tell who you drive for. That would ruin your career. That's very clever. By the way, Ruan has an opening at Fair Oaks Farms up here for anybody in Indiana, anywhere on I-65. I see their ads all the time, and I know a guy that works up there. They haul milk for Fair Oaks Farms at Ruan. So you can always go to work at Ruan, milk tanker. Those guys work, though, every single day. So if your schedule is Christmas, you work Christmas. Turns out the cows don't respect our holidays. Dang cows. Why do some companies, well, Bill hates my company, but they still love you. Why do some companies refuse to pay when you get shut down due to weather? Because they can. I mean, that's just the honest truth of it, is that they can. You should say, hey, why don't you pay me for this time? And see what they say. I mean, it's worth asking. Some companies, and I hear this from drivers all the time, that if you gripe at them enough, they'll throw you $50 or something, which I guess is better than nothing. Josh had 2 in San Bernardino earthquakes around 2 a.m. All right, so my dad would have been calling me about that, I'm sure. I didn't see those on the news. They must not be big shakers. Alex, the OTR driver, saw plenty of Variant ads claiming no more BS, but being owned by US Express, that starts with no more BS in their own company before making another company. Yeah, their company's so bad they couldn't fix it. We just have to start a new company. Theo Towns, hello from Texas. Hello. Right, GP is hiring. Red Monkey Trucking. They still have a few empty trucks. Kelly Patterson, hello. Halal him didn't pay for what other shutdowns because they considered it an act of God. Oh, nice. They could still pay, though. They could pay if they want to. Country Times clean ceiling vent. Hello there. It's good to have clean vents. I'd love Alexander, I'd love 100 a year, but that'd be in the future. No need to rush. You only got one life. Got to enjoy the time you got. I agree. Oh, I agree. Look, if you like where you are, you should stay there. There's nothing like in the place you are. So many people hate their job, and they'll commute in a long distance and then work there for 50 years and then retire and wonder what happened to their life. So if you like it, yeah. But if there's somebody unemployed in Indianapolis, so I'd start calling it the higher paying places first. Michael Muller's here. Hello there. Roller Weiner day every day here. Oh, let's see. Where did I go off my spot? Oh, I had something like that happen set with a set of virtual reality headgear, Kelly. Drummer to driver, hello there. Christina, how will traffic get into Cincinnati? Well, you got to go around. As you cross the bridge there, 7175 bridge, it's closed. And they said indefinitely. They're making you take 275. They had a couple of different ways to get into Kentucky and back and forth, but it's not great. It isn't great. Fortunately, I don't go that far into the Natty, so I don't have to worry about it. But during the day, there's a lot of backups down there. I think cows only acknowledge Jewish holidays. Oh, dang it. I did see one that had a yarmulke on one time, so that is a possibility. All I want for Christmas is moo. JJ, nice. Sultan Murray, Robert, Heath Trucking in Amarillo are piling sore transportation. We used to be Kelly's Truck Service, which used to be Central Refrigerated. Yikes. You can't keep up with it. What are they running from? I mean, who's chasing them where they got to keep changing their names like that? A variant is growing. They said if they don't have a variant truck, they will give you U.S. Express truck. Oh, thanks. Thanks, I'd say. George Wilson, I never like slip-seating in my time, but when you're low on the totem pole, you take what you get. I agree. Look, it's not so bad if you're home. I don't slip-seat. I use the same truck every day, but it is possible for it to not be there. That's what I'm saying. Now, slip-seating a sleeper, that I would not do that if I had to sleep in it. Because everybody's like, you have a sleeper. I don't sleep in it. But if I had to sleep in the truck, that I would not slip seat. But a day cab, not terrible to slip seat it, and I keep the same truck every day. It's a 19. So far, it's been okay. Variant told me they're cherry-picking drivers from U.S. Express they want to keep. So you have to wait at U.S. Express for a Qualcomm message to see if Variant wants to bring you over there. Timothy lost 2 days no pay due to weather. See, that's a problem. You should explain to your company, listen, I lost 2 days due to weather. We need to get some pay. This is why I love a guarantee at a place. Even if it's $1,000 a week, the guarantee or something like that, you'd still get paid for those in that time off. You wouldn't have to worry that you're going to get a really small check or have to stay out over the weekend. But yeah, tell them, look, I can't do this all the time. What's going on? It's only November. Josh said they were 3.3 magnitude. Oh, we've had 4 or 5 quakes in the last couple of weeks. Oh, is it getting ready to crack off again? It's the new U.S. Express Inc. Yeah. Who are they going to sue? They'll sue Variant. Drummer to driver, GP pays $100 weather delay. There's a company that does pay it. All right. They share the freight with U.S. Express. They are purchasing new trucks weekly. Well, let's get them going here. I was like Dick Simon when he ran into 500. No, Dick Simon. 12 truck drivers, foot powder will kill bed bugs in these crazy motel rooms. Pretty Rick. Yikes. I do think you should put foot powder in your shoes. I do that every day. Keeps your feet dry. If I'm in a motel that has bed bugs, I'm not staying in the room. Holy mackerel. Octavio. Greetings from Tulare, California. Hello. Wilbon saw U.S. Express pulling a Variant trailer. The Express tractor looked like it just came out of a junkyard. That's the problem. You're getting some truck. All the fairings are beat up off of it and everything. Forget it. Carlos, I'm a petroleum driver. Business is slow down to 4 days. I know gas is super cheap. $1.67 here now. And it keeps going down. Yeah, absolutely. Schneider trucks do 65 now, unless you're out of California. Great. Is that a raise or? Day cab gear jammer, my own company truck, but I've had it disappeared to the shop because something came up on a PM and not any personal stuff on Monday morning. Learned the lesson the hard way, right? So the truck could be gone for a number of reasons. So the things that you put in it may not be there for you. So you don't want that. You want to take all your stuff with you. Michael Muller, I'm waiting for my 2021 Pete 389. See, but you're going to keep that truck. So that's a different story, I think. Most road places don't rent you a truck if you're down. You just wait there. Pay at Variant starts at 45 cents and experience at 52 cents. That's That's probably better than U.S. Express. Paul Vines, hello. I did hear that, supposedly hooking them up to the max with the latest tech. I'd like to know they really get back to their drivers in a 2-minute time frame. Oh, that'd be great. You know what? You should get the number. Say, look, give me the number. If that's true, give me the number. And tell them I'm going to call them a few times today. And if that happens, then I'll apply. And give them a call. Less fleet manager involvement. There shouldn't be any fleet manager involvement. Donkey Bite was on vacation. What'd you miss? All right, well, it's good to be back. Did you see the picture of the GP Transco driver pouring his jug out of the driver's side window? I did. An astute viewer sent that picture to me, and it was disgusting. We don't know what was in it. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was apple cider. How about that? Apple cider. Yeah, look, it was disgusting, and I hope the viewer that sent that to me also sent it to GP Transco. If you see that with any trucking company, take a picture and send it to the trucking company. Absolutely. Diesel prices went up last week. What's up with that, Cassius King? Did they? What'd they say? I just read the thing. I didn't write it down. 247 or something is the national average. Is that good? Oh, Slim Shady was 63, 2 miles an hour. If you drove 50 hours a week, that's another 100 miles a week. Think about it like that. 65 is fair because the Korean Mafia is 65. That's a common speed for a company truck, I think. George Costanza, they said where they're going to do mats. I did look that up today. Mats currently is still on, and they have a big thing in there how they're cleaning everything and spacing everybody out. The problem is Kentucky at that point may have some kind of thing where you can only have 25 people in a building at a time or whatever. So do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think so. But they are still in, and I'll tell you, December 1st, when tickets, you can order tickets starting December 1st, not before that. I'll order tickets to go down there, but so I'll have tickets. If it's on, I'm coming. Gas was $2.14 in Illinois, across the state line, and gas was $1.94. You should have come down here. It's $1.67 down here. So bring that Corvette down here and fill it up. Roger Penske's Cassius King switched to fuel oil for winter heating. Oh, all right. That could be too, I guess. They always say they switched to this winter gas blend, but this year nobody's using it, so. Let's see. Mark the town is pronounced Tulare, California. Oh, okay. Tulare. All right. It looked like Tulare. Okay. Looking at variant, it looks like they're taking you from GP Transco with an open concept. Oh, really? So they look at a successful company and go, oh, this is how it should work. Oh, imagine that. Michael Muller put 285 on yours since last January, and it just had recaps put on from Time for a New Truck. Wow. This 19 I'm driving only has 160,000 miles on it, so. Drummer to driver heard from the powers that the GP driver was dealt with. Good, because look, that's disgusting from 18 different ways. Come on. I think it's just disgusting even going the thing in the truck. When you're at a truck stop, go walk inside. GP Transco already addressed the issue in the original post on Facebook. Oh, did they? Okay, yeah, I'm not on their Facebook page. Make this clear, it was coffee in some way. That's possible. I'm going to assume it was apple cider coming out. Cassius King truck and the GP driver seem a little dehydrated. That would go along with your diabetes trucker channel, so that's good. Alexander did 3,126 miles this week. No wonder you could have your cars detailed. Holy mackerel. Kelly recycled apple cider, yeah. I don't know what the chunks were about in there. Eddie Staubach Trucking, largest truck line in the UK. Really? But under like 58 miles an hour over there. Jody, CR England just hosted you. How did they do that? In what different way? We have a list of about 100 ways that they generally use. 65, you whippersnappers, better slow it down. You're too fast. Remember when it was 55? Who remembers cars where the speedometers went to 85 and the 55 was bigger and it was in a square usually? Because that was it, right? Nixon told us that. Isn't Eddie Stone the Swift of the UK? Do they have bad companies like that over there? Well, Bill, I bought 26 gallons of gas, so I should drive to Indy. Yeah, you should. That's a lot of gas. They just put cameras on our trucks at Douglas Express. Oh, well, Al Johns. Are they? Do they face you or only face out? The chunks were kidney stones. Yikes. That was all the screaming going on over the night. When you use the Bethany truck stop, please forget all the particles in the air. Well, it's no better in the truck. I mean, What happened to the GP Transco driver? Yeah, what did happen to that driver? And I wonder what is going on at England this time. I mean, what are they doing? I'm getting some emails from drivers at a Swift Academy and they want to remain anonymous, so I understand that. But that the place is a total disaster. I mean, which it's basically never been great, but turned into like a diploma mill and stuff. It's just ridiculous. Jimmy Carter was the beginning of 55. Oh, really? 79, 76? Didn't Nixon announce that? Really? Was that Carter that made us go to 55? I did 3,800 miles last week. We just got a new fleet where the home time is Wednesday and Thursday for 50 cents. Michael Muller. That's not super great at your place. That's a lot of miles, though. Holy mackerel. You people are driving my life away. If you get a company truck and it's supposed to only go 65, but it does 70, do you tell the company, George Costanza? No. We have a couple of trucks that go in the 70s. 73, I think, is the fastest truck. That driver, I don't think he's ever mentioned it to dispatch. Every time he goes in, I guess he forgets to mention it to dispatch. So would I tell him? No. It's not my truck. It's their job to set the truck. Christina's seen those cars with the scare around the 55. Exactly. That was during the gas shortages when we were supposed to all go 55. So they made the huge 55 with a square around it. Yeah. I had an Escort with that. They had a reality show back in 2010 that you can see on YouTube. Huge company. Oh, really? I'm governed at 70. Luke, that's pretty good. 70 is better than most company trucks. I drove for trucking companies in the 80s when the speed limit was 55. From New York to California, you get used to it. It was horrible. When the speed limit used to be 55 for trucks in these states, especially Illinois, they were like one of the last ones. Terrible. Seems like it took forever to get across there. Cassius King drew a square around the 55 on your truck. It really is the best speed to go. At least that's what Jimmy Carter told you. They did say that, but as you'd admit, right, you should gear the truck if you're buying your own truck or buy one that's geared to the speed that you're going to run, and I think it would get better mileage. Paul Harris, maybe that driver was listening to this guy trucks this weekend and it went off the rails. There were a lot of bodily fluids. I can only imagine. I think they should put cameras in all the company trucks, Sultan. I'm not a big fan of cameras in the trucks. Facing forward is one thing. Facing you is another story. And once you get a camera, and you're already working somewhere, then you got to see what they do about it. I would quit before they fired me for safety violations because I don't want a safety thing on there. But if they're not bad about it, which a number of people have written me and said, look, we have them. They don't ever bother us about it. Then you stay because it's a big hassle to change for, just to get rid of a camera. I remember when the Ohio Turnpike was split. Dangerous and nerve-wracking. Yeah, exactly, Dave Johnson. George Wilson says it was Ford that mandated 55. All right, mid-70s. Remember, speed limit signs with black borders mean minimum speed, right? And then remember the day-night speeds in Texas. Day and night. I leave the heat off of my truck and wear a sweater. Jimmy Carter said so. DIY. Oh, people remember him turning the temperature down at the White House and the residence. Yes, classic. He came on TV to show us that. Put on a sweater like Mr. Jimmy Carter Rogers and said, turn down your heat. Aviator trucker, I'm a petroleum trucker, and at bad weather, we stay home and get 11 hours pay. Been busy working 60 hours a week. That seems like a better deal. If it's too bad out, stay home and get paid for it. That's really good. It's occupied in the late 90s. I had a Freightliner that I turned off the key while going down the road. It would get it 7 miles an hour faster. Really? I would get ratted out a lot. There's always somebody telling on you. Christine, I've heard a shortage of TP and that bacon will have a shortage. There is at Meyer yesterday. We were just talking about this here. Toilet paper, 90% gone. Almost all gone. So, yeah. There's only like the stuff way down the aisle, the cheapy stuff. That's all that was left. So, yeah, that's possible. Remember, day cab gear jammer? Remember how cars and trucks in the 70s and 80s had speedometers only went to 85? Yes. 55 was always with the big circle or square around it. Yeah. Well, they were trying to make you go 55. That's as fast as you should go. I mean, how much faster do you need to go in your Mustang 2? Cameras are dirty snitches. It depends on the company, right? And how sensitive they have it and stuff. So, Roger Penske, Nixon resigned in 74. That was when the Emergency Highway Energy Conservation Act, EHECA, The prohibited speed limit higher than 55. And you're an error, and you're not a crook, which I know only you and I and a couple people know what you're saying. Then you would have the GP Transco driver incident, as it's going to be called in for posterity. Imagine things aren't going well at the CR Puppy Mill. Yeah, what exactly is happening there? I used to put tape on my facing camera, then I quit my last company. Generally, companies that have the camera will fire you for that. So keep that in mind. If you do get a camera and you tamper with it, tape it or whatever, they'll fire you. They will fire you. Is that Mr. Rogers' name, the TV show Mr. Rogers? Yeah, he put the sweater on just like Mr. Rogers. Young Grandpa. I like it. Best starter company, Western Express. Western Express may not be on the list of the best starter companies in the United States. Christina Bacon on that shortage as well. When they had those meat shortages, that I didn't get here in Lafayette at least. Meyer always seemed to be up on their meat program. So I don't know because we're so many farms in the area, but I didn't get a meat shortage, but there was toilet paper shortage here for weeks and weeks. There wasn't any. So, and as yesterday, hardly any because the press put it out there that there might be a shortage and everybody bought it. So I hope over the summer you've been stocking up. Remember, if your big box stores run out of toilet paper, go to your local RV dealership. Okay, that's a good idea. That the RV one will be safe for septic systems. Amy D. Thompson Bernard. John Wayne toilet paper, rough and tough and won't take anything off of anyone. That's very good. Okay, Gerald Ford did the 55 limit. All right, Ford. So 75-ish. Kelly Patterson, I want GP Transco and let them use the forward-facing camera and they don't bother me. Yeah, I would only let them use the forward-facing one. They do give you 2 cents there for the one that faces you. But I would be out of that. I wouldn't let them have that on me. I don't want the 2 cents. And you can still earn the 2 cents anyway. That's the thing of it. Young Grandpa, working on my CDL, now have a felony but want to get into trucking to get some good money. Well, maybe Western might be for you then. I'd call a couple other places and see if you can get on. If they won't let you get in there, then you're going to have to call Western Express. And that's not going to be a pleasant experience for you. If you went to, any kind of incarceration with that felony, expect the same type of treatment, only worse food. Chef Mattis here. However, when at this point it takes an unusual lawsuit to surprise me or get my interest. Have we found one? Why is everyone worried about the camera? What do you have to hide? Well, some of us don't smoke in the truck, so we're okay on it, I guess. Check out Halver Lines, Duluth, for a good starter company. Try to avoid the mega carriers. Yes, and I'm still waiting to hear what Sierra England did. I work at GP Transco, Kelly. I work at GP Transco. Let them use the driver-facing camera, and they have yet to bother me. Yeah, that's it. So if they don't bother you about it, then it's worth it. Some companies, I always remember that guy who drove for McDonald's, so I can't think of the name of that place, but he always said, look, we get a camera. I go through towns all the time. They never give me any grief about it. So, yeah, it depends. And then there's some companies that are immediately firing people over it, so. Pretty Rick in California at a truck stop, I pick up $1,500 in parking lot and give it to the guy who lost it. He was a shock. I bet. He goes, but I had $3,000 in here. Who loses $1,500? Who has got that kind of money on him? Don't be carrying huge sums of money with you. My grandfather said back in the 55 days, he used to do 56. You always do a little more just to feel like you're getting something on him. Kizzy and Chicka George Welfare Express, but look, if you got felonies, that may be where you have to go. California's still 55. That's true. California, the last holdout. Donkey Bite, thanks, Mark, for giving your 2 cents on the 2 cents. Yeah, look, if they're not bothering you, keep it. Aviator Truckers governed at 70 hours a week. That sounds like too long of a week. I'm governed at less hours than that. Holy mackerel. I don't worry about toilet paper. Cash is King Trucking. I just cut the sleeves off my shirt. It's a win-win. And show off your muscles, right. Oh, yeah, you'll fit right in at these places where we go. At GP Transco, the driver-facing camera is worth $3,000 a year. Yeah, money, I'm not doing it. I would say no to it. I would just say no. Right? Another saying from the yesteryear. Just say no. From me. Drummer to driver, GPS hasn't bothered you, only outward-facing? Yeah, but you can turn on the inward-facing for 2 cents. But I just wouldn't. The $3,000, they can keep it. which you can earn that $3,000 anyway there, because that's 2 cents of the bonus that they already give you. You're getting a part of the bonus guaranteed. You could just earn the bonus anyway. So it's really not worth $3,000. It would only be worth 2 cents a mile for weeks when you don't earn the bonus. How about that? Jim Trucker, happy Rolling Wiener Monday. What's going on? And to all end users, well, we all thank you. Korean Mafia Insurance is requiring me to have a camera. Driver facing only, takes a snapshot every 10 seconds. Oh, nice, like a Ring camera. Navajo had the dual camera. I followed the law, no problem. It isn't the following the law. I mean, and look, and I've gotten these letters over the years. It's just sometimes it's stupid stuff that's none of their business. Plus, it has usually a microphone, and really what you're talking about on the phone is none of their business. So, where are you supposed to have large sums of money? Christina, yeah, who's rolling around the truck stop with 15 large in their pocket and losing it besides? Holy mackerel. Yes, do you just walk around $1,500 at the truck stop? Luke, I buy toilet paper in bulk, 20 packs, and live alone. It lasts you a while. Yeah, so you'll be okay. So, right now, again, I don't know when you're next going to be able to get it because as they shut the states down, more people are going to buy it. Amy Thompson, of course, I don't work for them anymore. Didn't have anything to do with the camera, though. If those are good about it. Well, Bill does things in front of the camera that most wouldn't do in private. Yikes. We don't want to know any more than that. John Kingsley, about Tyson Chicken. The thing about Tyson, no detention pay. Okay, that's always been my problem there. They don't have any detention pay. And Tyson, even though they're feeding you like family, they don't pay you like family. Michael Muller, the new truck's getting a forward-facing camera. Yeah, eventually, I think most companies that have any number of trucks, more than 20 or 30 trucks, will have a driver-facing camera overall. The forward-facing one is first, then the driver-facing one comes in. 260-inch wheelbase or more. There's a new DOT-mandated side marker light on the new trucks. Wow. Are people still rolling those gigantic things around? Cash is King Trucking, $1,500 in cash. Was he trying to have his way with every lot lizard? I mean, how long would that last in lot lizard land? He'd be like the mayor of lot lizard land. Korean Mafia cameras will be full-time forward. I wanted to buy my own, dealing with LA traffic. Look, I like a drive cam. I use my own, and I think everybody should. The problem with that camera, though, is you don't own the footage, right? If you have your own camera, it's your footage. Sultan, I don't mind about the camera. It's always on. Audio, I have a problem. Yeah, exactly. Young grandpa. Look, you've read their ads. They say make up to $85,000 a year, $900 guaranteed. At 1,500 miles at 50 cents a mile after that. You're going to have to get all this in writing from some recruiter, and I'd like to see that. When you look and see what they pay, they're in the 20s in some areas. So, and I don't get anybody writing to me from Western going, oh, I'm making all this money there. Usually I get people writing that have made 30 cents, a mile or making $400 a week. So get it in writing. Remember, speedometer and tachometer needles look like an upside-down hammer aviator truck. Only when I was driving that Lada around. I maybe have $3 in change in the truck. Can't cancel cash like you can a card. Alexander. Yeah, right. You got a few bucks or whatever walking around money. But in case you're stuck somewhere and there's only a vending machine, although a lot of those take a card too. So you have some money for that. But holy mackerel, $1,500 and then you lose it? Hello from Georgia, C. Hell. Did you know WLW fired Steve Summers? Yes. And Dave, no more American Trucker Network. Remember Trucking Bozo? Yes, the Trucking Bozo, who was a rock star at the Mid-America Truck Show. I saw him there a number of times. And they just summarily fired Steve Summers. So remember, your job is not safe. You can be fired at any moment. What if you're singing, picking your nose, or chatting on the phone? Who wants an audience? I heart Cryptoverse. Well, wow, Bill, for one. But, yeah, look, they're getting drivers, for not having their hands on the wheel, that kind of thing. So that could get you a problem. If you're out of tune, I think they can get you too. They go, you're flat on those. What are you doing? Roger Penske's going to do some running around. Catch on the iPhone. All right. Thank you. Hopefully an Android, though. Alex, the OTR driver-facing cameras are the company's way of saying they don't trust you. I agree. Especially these companies that put them in now. And they put him in a driver that's been there 10 years or 20 years or whatever. Oh, yeah, you're a great driver. Here's a camera. I mean, come on. That's my problem with the camera. I need a bumper sticker that says driver carries no cash. He's married. Are any married guys hauling $1,500 around? If you ever see me, I don't have any $1,500 on me. I'll tell you that. DIY semi, if I had a driver-facing camera, I would drive naked, just like every other day. It would be no different. I wonder what they would say about that. Thinking about it, they only have a policy here of the steel-toed shoes. So, I don't know what they would say about it. Chef Matt, Tyson or any other meat plant is an abbreviation of trucker. You're sitting overnight. I know. These Tyson trucks, the drivers sit a lot. And so there's a lot of waiting time that they don't pay for. Well, Bill, my attorney says because of a wiretap law, somewhere my company cannot use anything I say to discipline you. Because Illinois is a two-party consent state. Unlike most states, Illinois is two-party consent. So that's different. In Indiana, at least, it's a single-party consent state. So I can record things without other people's permission. But in Illinois, they cannot. G. Wagoner, without your permission. I'm going to be 61 on the 21st, and I always wanted to try trucking. Would any company hire me? Yeah. Look, if you got a license, basically any company that would hire anybody else, and you could pass a physical, they'll hire you too. Yeah, so absolutely. Why don't companies mount the forward-facing camera outside the truck, like the autonomous trucks? Well, I think that the weather, they're concerned about the weather, would get to them. Dave Johnson, is the Lada the Unit 3 vehicle? I don't know what Unit 3 is. Lada's a Russian car, so that's why I said that with the hammer. I was trying to make the hammer and sickle and Russia together. People may not remember the hammer and sickle flag, though, because now it's a different flag, so I don't know. I think I might have brought too much up from the past, not from this country. I thought ROM is the middle name of the manufacturer of technology. ROM. I carry 2,000, but it's for poker when I'm able to play on the road. Slim Shady, and where are you exactly today? Parked. Just asking for a friend. My company tried to tell me I have to come in on my day off to get the truck serviced. And they weren't happy with my response, saying only if I get paid. Luke, also you have to log it. So why don't they go get the truck serviced on your day off? How about that? But you have to log that, and you absolutely should be paid for it. And I'd want it, if I come in during the day, I need the day to be paid. If the company wants to watch you, you'll give them something to see. I can only imagine with the videos that they have from you, really. Jeff, the industry is full of pigs backed into a Love's. There's a big pile of stuff in the spot beside me, paper and all. Flies are having a good time. And that paper, that's something that should be washed so it can be reused at this point. But look, this kind of thing at a truck stop is ridiculous. Can we all agree to that? You're at the truck stop. Go inside like a person. When people travel in a car on vacation and drive anywhere, do you just stop at the behind a gas station and go outside? Come on, go inside like a person. Holy moly. Does anybody have a 12-volt TV for the truck? Oh, I used to have a 12-volt TV VCR in my truck. Oh, yeah, 12 inches, too. Pretty nice. Strap it down in there. Could watch all the latest shows. If I could win the 179 million that's on the lotto billboard, I could buy my own dash cam for my truck. Yeah, they're about $80 for a good one, $70. But you could buy one for your truck then. You could get the ones that hang out the mirror, too. You could get like the 3-unit one. Cassius King did work at Western Express, and it was said it was the best weeks of his life. Oh, wait, it was the worst week of his life. They still owe me money and won't send me my last pay stub. Nice. That's super awesome. Congratulations. Would you recommend the place? 3 stars. I'm against the driver-facing camera except if they use the footage as training material, Josh. They probably do use it as training material. And only with the permission of the person that's being as the footage. Michael Muller, driver-facing cameras only for trainer trucks. That's probably not a bad idea. If there's 2 people in the truck that don't know each other, that's not a bad idea. Cassius King likes to carry around a few grand. You never know when you're going to run up on a deal on a used Camry. Hey, how much? $3,000? I'm in. So that any companies can advertise 50 or 60 cents. How many miles do you get? Some of these companies don't offer the miles, so go with the rate. Yeah, 80 cents a mile doesn't do you any good if you get 1,000 miles a week, right? Big deal. Although you have an easy week. Alexander, if someone was listening to me, I'd intentionally set the device off with the most obnoxious music and screaming curse words. That'll teach them. The thing is, they probably get that all the time. I can only imagine the company like Lytix has a big room, they've showed it, of people that just watch this footage all day from all these cameras. Can you imagine all the stuff that they see on those cameras? They should post some of it. Hunter Brown, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Don't knock the Toyota, Cash King. Look, be careful about that. Philosophical question of the day, George Wilson. If you had the money for a new Kenworth or Peterbilt extended hood, I'm kind of like a Mac nut. You know, I'd get a Western Star with the money, but of those two, I like the Kenworth. W900L. I had one years ago. I like it. Never had a Pete. The cabs always seem too small. Those long-nosed Petes, it's like being in some kind of needle-nosed Pete. I mean, it's too small. The Kenworth has a full cab on it. USSR had a fabulous anthem. Yeah, it was called Back to the USSR, wasn't it? Alexandra, don't think you're hurting for money there. Look, that's why he buys Toyotas all around the country. He just sends them home. He just has like a company pick them up, you know, one of those enclosed car haulers, and send them back to his house. Every other day, his wife's getting a delivery of cars. I've had to use a bottle a few times at shippers that said no drivers in the restrooms. Luke, that's a different story, I think, than somebody that goes outside at a truck stop. Or, you know, at a truck stop. You can use the bathroom at a truck stop, certainly. And that's, you know, should be really infrequent. And it's more now. You used to be able to go into this disgusting bathroom, but at least you could get in there. Have you seen the cameras on the hood mirrors? They look pre-installed. I have not seen one out there yet. Cash King was fired from Western Express for doing live videos. I know, they go, could you please put some miles on the truck? You'd wear a Guy Fawkes mask. We should wear the V mask. Gotta have that walking around money for the lizards. Alex, you don't need a lot. You don't need $1,500. I mean, who are we picking up here? I mean, it's Monday afternoon. What's it going to be? $4? I mean, come on. You're not living until you're in a parking spot and see two plastic poo bags and a lot have been run over. And they're tied up too. So that first run over was a brown explosion. Dave Johnson, the W900 was a great cab. I think it's way better than the Petes. People love those Petes, but I like the W900L for the big cab. It's got a full-size cab. Pete's just had these little tiny cabs. Once you can reach over to the passenger side and roll the window down, I mean, that's ridiculous. They're in Minnesota, for you Minnesotans. There was a driver who the police think stopped in the travel lanes during a snowstorm to clear his windshield, and resulted in a 29 vehicle pileup. Resulted in a 29 vehicle pileup. What do you think about that? I thought, you know what? It is true that the windshields, they get all caked up with ice pretty quickly. It's very unusual to have heated wipers in yet. Maybe we need a lawyer to get involved in this. This could be something good a lawyer could do. Because, look, companies are cheaping out on this technology. They're available. Volvos have them in some of their trucks. They're available as aftermarket also, and some manufacturers have them as an option. Remember the Pinto? Everybody's like, here goes Mark back to the past. Ford got sued over the Pinto because when you would get hit in the rear, it would explode because of some kind of tank placement. And they could relocate everything for, I guess, $5 a car, from what I understand, but didn't do it because they didn't want to waste the money. Maybe a lawyer needs to sue these trucking companies for the same kind of thing, where they won't put in a safety feature like heated wipers, but they'll put a camera that watches you, but they won't put something in there to make your day safer. You know, heated fluid, heated wipers should come in the trucks. And so that should be part of any kind of damages if there's an accident. Some of the other lawyers should say, look, this company could put this in, but doesn't. That's where we need to get a lawyer involved. And they're looking for, and this is cover, a white truck and a white trailer. Oh, good. In Minnesota. Well, that should be easy to find. That's what the police put out. You put a driver-facing camera in my truck, all you see is me headbanging some heavy metal music. Michael Muller. All right. Barry Manilow, maybe. The most walking around money I carry is $100. That would be a lot. W900L with the studio sleeper. Exactly. That's the way to get a truck. Best truck I've seen is the Lettuce Kings 65-351. Wow. I don't know if I'd want to run that down the thing. $100 in small bills in the wallet at all times. Nice. People apparently walk around with a lot of money on them. Chef Matt, diesel's not just more expensive. All vehicles that run on it get worse fuel economy. Think Uncle Sam for ruining everything. I don't know. Again, I get in the 8s, which I don't think is terrible for a truck. That sounds like a swift move, right? Heated wipers would help me a great deal. Last week I spent all week in Dakotas, Alexandra. So wouldn't it have been great to have that on there? And there's no reason a company shouldn't have that put on every truck they have. Unless they're like only run Miami to the Florida Keys or something. Why isn't it on all the trucks? They put all this other stupid stuff that doesn't help safety as much as that might. That would really help safety. Michael Muller bought heated wipers at Walmart for $50. Did they reimburse you? Because I know your place does reimburse some of the stuff. If you put them on the semi, did they reimburse you? Columbia George, I stayed in a motel that had bed bugs. Unfortunately, I didn't find out till the next morning when I saw them crawling in the bed. Gross, right. So before I ever go in a motel, just once in a while the wife and I travel to Huntingburg, Jasper area, and we'll get a motel. I do a bed bug check. Everything stays out of the room. You go in there, flip the mattress over, look around everywhere. Look everywhere for bed bugs. I do that now. So, and I've done that for quite a while. But yeah, I hear you. I'd probably have to burn everything I had, though, if that happened. Cassius King, no matter how much money I would get a fuel-efficient truck, we only got one world. Why pollute it with something as absurd as a flat front truck? Shots fired. Oh, here it goes. Oh, what the heck? Some Billy Big Rigger can hear this. An alarm went off at BillyBigRigger.com. Uh-oh. You got to get over there right now. Luke, I use purple, Rain X purple, rated in the winter. I use the purple stuff that, of course, I make my own, but that still doesn't help clear the windshield as much as a heated wiper because there's ice buildup. Heated wipers work better. I had a model kit of the Pinto back in the 70s. It exploded. Charles, yeah, you hit it with another model and it explodes right there. Going in your truck isn't the real problem to tell you to dispose of it. Well, only in an emergency. All I'm saying is we've got to try and live like a person. The less we do that, the further from society we kind of get. When I turn 61, I want to get out of trucking. Well, you got to start somewhere. Have the rides calmed down in Chicago? Christina, yeah, it's cold out now. We haven't had any problems, especially here in Lafayette. No problems. They unboarded up the Best Buy. We're all good. Do you in California, which they did board it up, do you in California 2035 all trucks and cars are going to be sold all electric? That's true, but that doesn't mean you can't drive your old car or truck. Just they won't sell any new ones, and I think that law is going to change. They couldn't do that right now, even if they wanted to. I don't know how many they'll produce those years, but they don't make enough electric cars just for California people, much less the whole country. So, and not everybody has got, what's the cheapest Tesla? 40-ish. So not everybody pays that kind of money for a car. And I don't know if you can still buy used gas-powered cars. So good point. Mark, heated wipers, juice mirrors, headlights, safety first. George Wilson, I think so. That would really help safety. A camera only says what happened in an accident. How about let's prevent the accident from happening so that we can see? Heat up the wipers. There's no excuse for it anymore. Companies are rolling in money. There's every article says how much money all these companies are making. Let's put in some wipers. If Steve Martin says, if you're aware that you're being mugged, throw up on your money. Well, Bill, right? He does carry a chair around on the sidewalk. I think all trucks should have automatic headlights. Don't they now? No, I guess mine doesn't. I guess they don't. Cars do. Ruan is installing cameras. It's coming to everybody. It's going to come to everybody. And then you'll just have to see how you're treated at the company. How are they treating you with the camera? If they're not bothering you, then you won't have to go anywhere. My BMW 650 has heated grips. I'm sure that heated wipers would be nice on a truck. Yeah, they have heated seats on bikes too, right? So, but absolutely. Heated grips would be super nice. Heated wipers would do great. Alexandra, I was running a bunch of bomb guards loads, store deliveries. I actually enjoyed those deliveries and runs. You like the deliveries, though, the stops. Sure, they were bed bugs. Oh, my God, let's hope that's all it was. If I had heated wipers, I would miss the pure joy of rolling down my window trying to grab a wiper, where you use the ice scraper and kind of try to flip the wiper while you're going down the road. This driver, though, stopped in a lane of traffic to, step out on the step to clear his windshield, so the police said. Remember, if you see a white truck and white trailer in Minnesota, that could be the one. So, great description they have. I always got bed bug spray with me to spray my truck and hotel room like Mueller. Get a nicer room. Every motel I go to, I take a sleeping bag. I won't sleep in the motel sheets. Luke, yikes. I'm not sleeping in a sleeping bag in a motel. It's safer to climb up a frozen truck and clear the windshield, but I pretty much run rubbing alcohol in the winter. That would work too, but if the wipers were heated, you wouldn't have ice build up on them. That would be a huge deal. The real Big John trucking. I don't see the appeal of a long nose and tiny cab and a tiny sleeper and 300-inch wheelbase. Where do you park? How's it comfortable? I always see, every once in a while, I'll see a truck, sticking out way out from the spot. It seems like that's a recipe to get your truck hit. How is that a good idea? Only had one experience with bed bugs that makes my skin crawl. Unit 2, yeah, gross. They should be eradicated. George Wilson, my brother just graduated high school. He's Generation Z, wants a KW 900 and roll coal. Okay. Well, I thought he wanted an electric truck. That's what I heard from women in trucking, that electric trucks will attract young drivers to the industry. Paul Harris, regulation and rumor, footwear is required to drive a commercial vehicle. I don't think so. I don't think it's in the Green Book. People say it's in there, but I don't think anywhere in the Green Book does it say you have to have shoes on to drive. He's a hot rodder all the way. I agree with him, but if he's going to own the truck, he was not going to get to, rolling coal just is rolling money out of the stacks. For those that don't know, Baumgars is like a Tractor Supply. I didn't know you took stuff to a place like that. Do they need, food products? If you wear it, make it a parrot, including shoes. Who's the driver in Minnesota, Mr. Magoo? Look, if you can't see, you can't stop in the lane of traffic in a snowstorm and cause a 29 vehicle pileup. And they sent like 5 people to the hospital, ruined a bunch of trucks. I guess nobody in the front had a camera. So I don't know how they figured this out, but that's what they were saying. Well, witnesses, I guess. Michael Muller still in Hilton's and still spray the room. Look, if I just look at the room and I'm satisfied, then I'm all set. I love the old R model Mac with the air-powered wipers. If you turn the switch just right, you could slap the ice. That's correct, right? You got it set up right. That thing would slap across there and the ice would go flying off the blades. That was true. A lot of the old trucks had air-powered wipers you could do that with. Air Gunner Bob, just slow down a bit. Set the cruise and step out in the snow. Okay. Reach around with your left arm to smack the wiper and steer with the other hand. Just don't lose your grip. Wow. That is old school trucking right there. That would be something. Going to sleep. Be safe. See you, Michael Muller. Thank you for being here. Alexander, no, we haul stuff like you'd get. You run to Tractor Supply. We run dry loads to these stores. We have a Tractor Supply here in town. So maybe you will deliver to this one at some point. There is a Tractor Supply store here with all the related horse gear and everything else that people need in a farm. Chef, my curiosity struck me. Where does one park when your load is 3 highway tractors on saddle blocks? Anywhere you want. Usually these guys, I knew a guy that did this stuff. He worked for a company that worked out of Volvo, okay, where they used to make Volvos. And they would stack them up, and he got a motel every night. So they did not want him sleeping in the truck, idling the truck, nothing. You're only to drive the truck. So at least for new trucks, he had to get a motel every night, which they paid for. So you just found a motel with truck parking, and that's how he did it. My friend's father-in-law infested my friend's couch with bed bugs. Said he couldn't afford to replace it, but the following week spent $2,000 on a cross-country motorcycle ride. Oh, I'd burn that bed to the ground. Oh my gosh. I would never have anything more to do with it. And plus, I'd never let that person over. Hey, go take a shower or something. I've done that move, admittedly. That is super scary. Oh, yeah, electric trucks will attract more drivers, just like automatic transmissions will bring women in the industry. Exactly. It didn't seem to work, at least not here. We don't have any more women now than we had with manuals, and she's still here. So let's see, thinking about it. We only have one woman at the moment, and she's been here for years. So we've had other women on and off, but the one that's there right now has been here for a while. All the 2020 Volvos have a glitch in the wiper system where they get stuck and jerk a lot. It knocks the ice off, Bryson. Well, that's good. Maybe it's actually, is that a temperature thing? Think about that. Is that actually a temperature deal? What attracts young people to trucking is money and the cool factor. Back in the 70s, Hollywood made trucking cool. They did it again and had good pay backing it. Tons of kids would want a truck. I don't know. Maybe. Certainly that'd be more than saying, well, you're going to get an electric truck. Oh, well, I'm going to come trucking then. I mean, come on. I used to deliver horse bedding, stuff like sawdust at Tractor Supply. Yeah, they have all that stuff in there. I've been in there. They have horse fences and troughs and all this other stuff. Yeah. Goat food and stuff. Yep. Kelly, bed bugs are vampires. Yikes. We have Blaine's Farm and Fleet Hood Company to drive for. I'm not finding any company that pays for parking their truck. Paul Harris, yeah, from what I understand, there are a lot of companies. They don't seem to advertise it, but it seems to be about 50-50. Companies are paying to park their truck. There are a lot of places that pay for truck parking. Yep. Air Gunner Bob, my company pays for parking if there are no free spots. Now, how would they know that, honestly? Or do you just submit it and they take your word for it? Because, look, how would they know the difference? Amy Thompson Bernard. Obviously, on the woman, I'm doing both manual and automatic. Look, you're right. It's not that complicated to drive a manual where, we're saying, oh, only men can do it. What kind of sexist thing is that to say? Women can drive stick shifts too. So any woman that wants to could drive that. And we have mostly automatics now, but it didn't seem to attract any women. I don't ever remember them saying that we're getting women to apply, but then they don't want to come because they have to drive a manual. I don't know if that's a thing. Some say he dropped at Tractor Supply. Oh, I didn't know they got that many deliveries. The automatics are just another thing that can go wrong. I'd personally rather have a manual. They're cheaper. Don't break. They get better resale and more control. Well, they're only cheaper to maintain if they get drivers at a company that can drive. Otherwise, they're replacing a clutch every year or whatever, which is super expensive. So, you just loaded 3,000 gallons of isopropyl alcohol. Where is that? Where are you taking that much alcohol? Who needs hospital? Who needs that much alcohol? The wipers get stuck year-round. Oh, I thought maybe it was a Volvo thing because they're big in the, snow and stuff. So I thought maybe, Volvo has this figured out. They knock the ice off themselves. Brilliant. Alex, I'm 24 and wanted a truck since you were 19. We're going to team with my dad since he was an owner-operator, but he passed in 2018. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. That's really early. But I'm glad you're driving. What do you think? Would an electric truck be something you would quit where you work for and go work somewhere else because they have an electric truck? Because you're basically the age they're talking about. TSI, wheel are those trucks still not coming with a lavatory? Buses have had them since the 1930s. Lavatory. First, I love the word lavatory in a truck. But some trucks do have them, right? You could get an RV type of composting toilet in there, I guess. Because really, you can stop at a truck stop, I think is what they're thinking. Electric trucks are repellent to you. Oh, okay, so you're not a big fan of them. And I wouldn't want to be one of the first people that's like, okay, I'm going to try the electric truck now, and I'm going to go charge for 5 hours or whatever. I don't think I want to be the first one out in it. Stayed the night, Air Gunner Bob, at a pilot in Memphis 2 days ago, and had a lot of lizards banging on my window sleeper. Oh, yeah, a lot of companies won't let you stay in the Memphis area. It's one of the places in the country that is on the list. They say, never stop here. So, yeah, exactly. You could have gone through $1,500 right there that night. Gino, trailers should also come with a backup camera. I don't see why they don't. There's no reason why there couldn't be a stuck-in backup camera on the trailer. That I agree with. Chef Man, I prefer to maintain a manual because there's less to worry about gear for gear. You get better gearing. I'll take a 13-speed, yes. It's Mr. Plow. Sorry for the lateness. It's good to see you today. I heard Cryptoverse. I like automatics because of stop and go traffic. That's a benefit. Most people drive to work to their truck in an automatic. Peterbilt claimed the new 579 Ultra Loft was designed with input from women with room for a toilet. Well, where is the toilet? There's no option for a toilet, I don't think, even from Peterbilt to put one in there. So, yeah, let's get a toilet in this thing. Donkey Bite, the spot right next to me has two lumpy-looking plastic bags. They're real tight. You should check and see if they have an animal or something stuck in them. Cassius King Trucking, hey, I'm back. Just got into an argument with Werner driver for going behind me while I was trying to back in. Did he show you a scale ticket? Did he show you a scale ticket? Will that be on a later video as well? So you need one of those straps that goes around your head. You can wear the camera. You need that much alcohol? Wow, you're going to be super cold out where you are. Paul Harris, 115 here. Mash the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Weiner for everybody. The only type of auto I'd ever spec is an Allison, 6-speed or 7-speed for vocational. They're a true torque converter transmission. But yeah, they don't have them for 80. They won't go to 80,000 pounds though, right? They won't. They don't have that much capacity. Well, Bill, you have 5 electric spotter trucks, but you can plug them in right there. They don't have to go anywhere. So I think that's the first use of electric trucks. Also, will be like, soda delivery, beers, trucks, that kind of thing. Local delivery, absolutely. You come back to the same place every day and plug them in. That's a good way to get started with them. Electric trucks only appeal to people that don't want to work or don't have application for truck culture. Well, I don't know about truck culture, but or work. I don't even. I guess you'll have to explain that. What do you mean that don't want to work? They'll have tons of torque. Somebody commented over the weekend on that too. The torque going up a hill will be incredible on these trucks. We'll put one in. Plenty of room under the trucks for water and holding tank. Most TA and Flying J have RV dumps for free. Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, like a regular RV toilet where you carry water? Now we're talking weight. I think that's why people wouldn't put it in. A little off topic, but I like the 54 mile per gallon 2021 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. Luke, that's yikes. That's a lot of fuel mileage on the new Elantra. It looks good, like a tiny Sonata, so I like that. It's little brother. Not sexist, it's a fact. US Express had every woman applied there with or without experience applied there because of the automatics. Really? I haven't heard anything about that. It's not even in surveys or anything else. I mean, why couldn't a woman drive a stick shift? I mean, like everybody else. It just seems like saying, oh, well, we're putting these in for women. It seems like when you say that, it's kind of derogatory towards women, saying, well, you can't handle what these men are doing, so we'll make a truck for you. I mean, that's the way it's put out there, and that's certainly not the case, you know. Dave Johnson, he'll get a head camera. Don't give him any ideas. Exactly. I bet he's probably clicking right now over to Amazon to get that. They use these transmissions for 100,000 pound super loads. I wonder how that would work then. I wonder if you get it. You know, we used to run a 5-speed Mack around town. That was a manual. 7-speed on the road. I guess it was geared all right. Chef Matt, only 13. I love 18 gears. Who cares that my state only allows 60 miles an hour when you have a gear for every situation? That was always too many, and you never used you never split the low. I would never split the low. So running a legal load. So 13 was always plenty. Toilet and roller arena grill standard is the answer. All U.S. military trucks have Allisons. He also recorded the argument. I knew it. Cash trucking. The video will probably be up in 5 minutes. He was also parked in the no parking at any time rest area. Anytime area. He was blocking in the fuel truck at the Loves. He was what's in the plastic bag at the truck stop parking lot. Nice. Yeah, I love that. The fuel guy's not going to tolerate that, though. They're going to make him move. 5-gallon bucket, toilet, seat, kitty litter. There's a toilet, Amy. That's true. I mean, that'd be better than what these drivers are doing. I mean, holy mackerel. The electric trucks will outrun my non-electric spotter truck with a loaded trailer. I bet, because of massive torque. Instant power, massive torque. I agree. Have you guys had any problems with them? And how long have you had them there? And how long do they last on a charge? Some drivers would hook up a switch to the dump. Now you'll be worried about spraying on my windshield. Oh, yuck. In general, political correctness makes for bad science. It's Kelly, that is true. 18-speed only has use in heavy haul and off-road when you need to split the low side. 13 is good enough. That's what I'm saying. Only to split the low side. I mean, if I'm running a legal load, that isn't really necessary. But the high split, nice. Of course, it's not a survey because that's what the women would say when I asked. I worked there those 2 years. Well, no, but I'm saying companies, the ATRI, of course, which is part of the ATA, American Transportation Research Institute, part of the ATA, they survey people all the time about these kind of things. And having an automatic is never brought up in their surveys about people that they're asked about getting into trucking and stuff. That's why I'm saying. And really, although the perception may be there, it isn't any harder to drive a stick-shifted truck than a stick-shifted car, I don't think. And certainly any woman could do it. I don't think there's any question about that. He said he went behind me and he parked there because he was in a hurry. I'm in a hurry. Can't wait to send that word. Hey, look, sir. I'm sure he didn't say sir. He goes, hey, you're Cash is King Trucking. He goes, plus, I'm in a hurry. I'm out of hours. Kevin made it. Good. Wish tractors had automatic climate control. Some of them do. I had a Volvo Loner. Oh, my gosh. It's been a few months now. It had it on there. You set the temperature. Nice. I like it to have it in the car. Right, I love it in the Escape. We'll always have it, and I thought of that too. And then I'm in this Volvo. I'm like, oh, it's automatic climate control. Brilliant. So some tractors do have automatic climate control, and I like it, and there's no reason not to have it. But I think in the safety part, heated wipers should be mandatory. Some lawyer needs to go to companies and say, we're going to also imply that you aren't safe because you don't put every safety feature on your truck. So, Chris R., hello, what's going on? So the strike, okay. Do you need a Bic lighter? So a driver took allegedly $60,000 worth of Bic lighters from the Bic lighter company. Apparently he was a driver that did some kind of shuttle run for Bic, and they're on the East Coast somewhere. East Side Bic. And I guess they started coming up with missing cases of lighters, and they hired a private investigator to follow this guy around, and they found a bunch of empty Bic lighter cases. I looked online; they're like $1 to $2 per Bic lighter. So I don't know. You got to steal a lot of lighters, and what do you do with that many lighters? You set up a spot like at a flea market selling lighters, but $60,000 of Bic lighters, a felony. Seriously, he got charged with a felony. I rigged up a camper-style potty in a white Road Boss when I was at Grain under the buddy seat. A Road Boss. Nice. Chris, my assigned Volvo doesn't have that. I don't know. I mean, it was unusual to get that, but yeah, just you put the fan, one of the fan speeds is automatic, and then the knob was the temperature. So 70 on automatic, and the fan would come on and go down, just like a car. I thought, oh, this is great. This works out great. My assigned Volvo doesn't have that. Okay, so I just got that. Electric trucks have been in our use for the last 4 years. They'll last 12-hour shift, but there are some issues. Oh, like what? Can you say hello to me, Chris R? I said hello to you. Hello. Hello. A lot of us spend our brakes at shippers and receivers. When an auto manufacturer starts offering manual transmissions in all vehicles will be the day I consider buying a new pickup. We're not Californication. Chef Man, there's only two right now. I was actually reading an article about it. That's why I know it. The Gladiator, which is only a partial pickup in my opinion. And you can get a manual in a Toyota Tacoma pickup with a V6, not with the 4-cylinder. So those are the only two left pickups in the United States that have a manual in, consumer mode. Chris, about the most exciting thing in my Penske Volvo day cab is either the really horrible quality radio or the manual transmission. The Volvo would only pick up stations like 2 miles from the station. I didn't understand that, so had to Bluetooth that thing and was podcast all day for that. No deck plate or aluminum wheels. Nice. Steel wheels. So where'd you find this thing? Oh, Penske. Okay, so it's super cheap. You need product to barter with when dystopia hits. Like what? That's people always say that. So, okay, so the dollar's not worth anything. Okay, everything crashes. Gold. So I go out with my bag of silver quarters that I bought at the coin show that are 63 and before or whatever. I go, look, it's real silver. That's not going to help you. You're going to need a gun because people are just going to steal everything. If the whole economy collapsed and the dollar wasn't worth anything, your bag of silver quarters is worth zero too. A friend of mine asked why trailers don't have backup sensors. Alex, I don't know. I don't understand it. Henry Ford experimented with battery-operated trucks in the 1920s. Well, the first cars were all electric, right? So there's no reason they couldn't do it. If you want to build up air pressure, I step on the throttle pedal. You can't do that with an electric truck. Oh, it would have an electric compressor, right? But it should keep it built up better than yours. My truck runs on soy for diversity hires. Soy. We're running straight soy biodiesel. I guess you could. The company you work for bought it from Penske, and it was like one of their rentals probably. So steel-wheeled, it should at least have the catwalk on it. How do you hook up hoses where they're in the middle of the trailer? Stand on the frame rails? The company should have at least installed a deck plate back there. The real Big John Trucking, I enjoy my automatic. I don't want a stick shift. Again, I don't see the appeal of fighting 18 gears to look cool. There's no benefit to a manual. I like the 13 because you can split, and the automatic doesn't do for you what you want it to do yet. And some of the companies, which I just am hearing from people, will not let you put the vehicle in manual mode. So on the road. Now, mine doesn't do that, but I don't go where I need to do that. But on the road, I want to be able to put in manual mode. I think that's another safety issue that companies should be taken to task for, with the truck just upshifting and there's nothing you can do about it. For the post-apocalypse currency, I use teeth of my enemy. Wow. And wear them. Have you ever drove a positive ground truck? Paul Mines. Positive ground truck. I wouldn't know. How would I know that? How would I know that I have when you plug something in, it explodes? I mean, seriously, are the cigarette lighter plugs and stuff different? Although I guess we haven't been plugging stuff in that long. The compressor's turned up as high as it will go, but sometimes they will not release the air brakes on certain units. So that's one of the things they need to solve. But 4-year-old truck, that's just at the beginnings of these electric trucks, certainly. Because how long have they been out? 54,000 trailers were ordered. That's 68% more than 2019 at this same month. 54,000 trailers? Are you ready to haul all this freight? They said it's going to be crazy. And plus, any of you container haulers, they said, get ready to basically work nonstop as Christmas comes up. Our local poo pumper says it runs off political promises, and I bet. My DT12 is the 13-speed that runs a direct. Shifts perfect. It can skip up to 4 gears at one time. Cash is king. The automatic, on the road, you can anticipate the hill that it doesn't see yet. It doesn't have like the Rolls-Royce transmission mapping, where Rolls-Royce transmissions use GPS location and topographical mapping to better shift the car for you as it goes. Maybe if trucks did the same kind of thing, and they could certainly put it in there because it would cost a lot, but the truck's already expensive. That would probably help a lot. But it's, 5 seconds up the hill before it can get a gear, and then that's a problem. I had a one-stack Mac that was positive ground. How do you tell the difference? I don't know the difference. Alexander, sorry about that. It was steak and eggs time. Oh, nice. I hope you brought some for everybody. The second and third electric trucks that arrived are much better than the first one. Who makes them? May you prosper. I run my truck on compressed air. That's theoretically possible. I installed Falcon 4-cam wireless system. Wow. One in each mirror, one on the trailer so I could see behind, and one in the trailer facing back so I could see when they're almost unloading. That's pretty good. You'd have to have the same trailer all the time, right? Bartering isn't as good as joining a pack of Antifa and swarm your victims. Exactly. The 2017 Pete long hood only with dual exhaust is a true working dual exhaust. The new emission system allows dual exhaust. I heard from people on here that TMC, although they show dual exhaust, they're not actually two exhausts. Only one of the exhausts work. One's for show and one's for go. My Freightliner has NavTech. It has 250,000 miles of U.S. highway. It knows where all the hills and curves way before I do, and it adjusts speed accordingly. Really? How do you get that in there? Is that something that they come with and mine just isn't working good? Or I haven't experienced that in any of our trucks. So, shorteds get a single and a dummy. So it looks good, but it isn't good. My Freightliner, the Mark of Excellence, has a topographical map that figures out the most efficient way to take hills. But why does it seem like when you get to the hill, it takes too long to shift? It should pre-shift. Essentials like medication, food and water, and toilet paper. Add toilet paper to that too. Will be a new commodity because that'll be at $12 a roll again on eBay before you know it. Now I know people have been ordering trailers because AMT is a local company that run ads all the time here in Lafayette. And what do? They deliver new trailers for Wabash National. They're running $10,000 sign-on bonuses right now. And their ad says, we'll work with your schedule. You want to work full-time, part-time, on-call, whatever you want to do. Please come in and help us move new trailers. You just drop the trailer off and come back. That's what they're talking about, AMT. So, and in Lafayette here, there are trailers everywhere. There are lots all over town full of trailers. People need to come and pick their new trailers up. One of my rookie mistakes a few years back was downshifting for a hill, got stuck in neutral, and had to pull into the shoulder. Yikes. Luke, hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. The electric trucks are old non-electric trucks that were stripped down and rebuilt. Who did that work? Yours says that it's also an option. I've never seen a kitchen cop. Freightliner has that. If you have the Detroit transmission in Detroit diesel, it's called Intelligent Power Management. It'll pop up in the dash if you have cruise control set. Yeah, it does say that in the truck. Yeah, IPM. Is that what that means? I'm too busy having it worry that I'm going 3 miles an hour too fast. The 389 long hood is the only true dual exhaust, and you have to order it with dual working pipes. The stock is dummy on the driver's side. Yeah, I'd rather at least the passenger one work. It always, whenever you had the dual on this side, it always droned right behind your head. If your Freightliner has NavTech, it'll have a sticker on the side that says NavTech. Then you combine the NavTech with the DT12, it's way more efficient than a manual. My Freightliner, I'll have to look at that. I don't think so. A Freightliner also has the topographical map. Terrible feature. Goes on neutral before it hits the summit. I get that, right. Then I have to hit the throttle, right. It'll before it crests hills, it's in neutral. There was a trailer Penske rental that had cameras inside of the trailer. You downloaded the phone app to operate them. Oh, you could look inside and see the inside of your trailer? That's pretty cool. Volvo and Mack have had intelligent cruise available for a few years. I wish it would work better then. Trucking tips, what's good? Hey, trucking tips, what's going on? After 2010, they got rid of dual exhaust working because of lack of space. Well, but they're still putting the exhaust pipe out there. Can someone please tell drivers that the windshield washer squeegee is not for washing the truck? Yes, do not wash your truck with the squeegee. I wouldn't use it now, I don't think, to wash my window because I see so many people, cleaning their truck off. Spread the virus and share the showers. At least people are showering. At least they'll be clean at the hospital. Bag of donuts this year. Good afternoon. Kelly, the manual mode in your truck locked out automatic mode, you still can control it manually if you desire, and it does hold gears while going downhill. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it, I guess. Solar panels on trailers. I don't know why they don't do that. The trailers should be solar paneled with that charge the truck batteries. Navtech will speed up for the hill, then coast over the top. Just set the cruise and kick back and get amazing fuel mileage. I wish. Maybe because I'm always running the maximum. You know what? I'll run 64. Before some hills, I'll turn it down to 64 today and see if it speeds up before the hills. Did anyone go to Mr. P's truck driving school in Jeffersonville? Mr. P. I see them advertised all the time. Mark of Excellence. I learned that my Freightliner has decent descent mode. Turn on the Jake and reset the cruise. It will maintain the speed down the hill. Very nice feature. I don't like the way that it does the Jake on hills. I guess maybe it's just me. Our 2020 T80s are 10 speeds. They got 455 PACCARs and single exhaust. I'd much rather have it on that side. The guy who lost the 1500 in the parking lot was driving an RV because of Colbert 19. Nice. That should be what they call it. Too scared to fly. A car racer. All right. That's fair. So it's not a driver. I'm like, what driver has $1,500 walking around a truck stop on him? Oh, it's all day cabs there, Chris Keller. The real Big John Trucking. I love my Volvo Automatic because it doesn't have that e-coast feature at all. Yeah, I agree. That's the stupidest thing. You cross the hill and it coasts over to the other side. Most new Mega Fleet vans had cameras. It takes a pic when someone opens the trailer doors. So it's taking a picture of you? They should tell you that. Maybe they do at these places. Killer, right? Hey, Big Strapper. Nice. I was going to ask you, have you picked up at ports? I hate working by the mile. I'd rather work by the hour. I've only worked containers and stuff in Chicago. I've never picked up actually at a port. So, no. I'm happy that my Volvo doesn't have Ecos like the Freightliner. That would be better. Western Star is a real truck when they were part of White Motors, but now they're part of the new Freightliner. They just don't do it. It's like the Mercury, though, of Freightliners, 12 new drivers don't use a Jake on ice. John Nettles. Yeah, once it's slippery, no. I mean, I'm on it otherwise, though. At least on one in most weather. It's got to get pretty slick before I turn the thing off. I will say that. I'm on it in a lot of weather. My 2020 Pete 579 has adaptive cruise. It will anticipate gradients, speed up, and drop a gear. Oh, well, that'd be nice. Now, if it would do that, that's what I would be doing. So how does it decide that? It has to decide what the grade is going to be. It doesn't know how much the load weighs. Only you know that. So I don't think it's as good yet as a driver could be. But see, I'm trying to maintain speed up the hills. It's trying to maintain fuel mileage. We have different goals. I'm trying to fight it on the goals. We don't have the same goals in mind. They're trying to get fuel mileage, but I don't care about that. So I'm trying to maintain my speed up the hill. I think that's part of the problem too. Maybe if we had the same goal, it would be better. It would be a lot better. I have some slogans. I thought it would be pretty good. Oh, that's a good idea too, right. And also have slogans here that I thought would be interesting to see if anybody knew what these slogans were. Well, this cat won't be taking part in any of the slogans. We can. Do you know what the company is that goes with the slogan? So some of them you'll know, and as they get more of them, they get a little bit older, and they may be a little bit more difficult to know. So let's see. I'm loving it. That's the first one that I got on here, and there's about 25, 30 on here. Let's see, where did the thing go? Oh, okay. The old Eaton Fuller automatic trans had a clutch pedal. The first ones were called 3-pedal automatics. That's true. 3-pedal automatics on the first ones. And they did not work great. That was probably, 10 years ago now, or maybe more? They didn't work good at all. I reached for a Jake in my pickup truck. I will tell you this, that many years ago, in the before times, like way long time ago, I worked in a warehouse driving a forklift for a short period of time, and it was an automatic one. So on the left side of the steering wheel, right, forward and reverse, back and forth was forward. And when I would get in my car, I'd always hit the turn signal to back up, to back out of the spot. So pretty funny. At least I thought. I'm loving it as McDonald's. Oh, somebody got that easy. John Nettles, if I come back to trucking, I would have to go to school to drive an automatic. Yeah, you would, depending how long you've been gone. I'm loving it with Swift. Nice. A Steel Horse. Oh, thank you very much. 122. Yeah, I don't have the number up here, so I appreciate that. Only auto I've ever driven, hate it, was a 10-speed 3-pedal. They were horrible back then. Mine will sometimes accelerate above my governed speed before reaching a hill. Oh, that'd be sweet. I'm going to go a little slower today and see if that works. If Swift put solar panels on their trailers, I'd stock up in solar panels. Why aren't there solar panels for these EAPUs to charge the EAPU during the day? Or at least extend it for your 34-hour break. Let's see here. Oh, what's inside your wallet? I got that one here. Oh, and the next one's going to be a little bit harder. Mine will also go into E-coast at the top of the hill. Right, that's what I don't like. I don't like the cresting the hill and E-coasting it because it's before the hill, and so you slow down 3-4 miles an hour sometimes. 3-pedal autos got hot and malfunctioned, usually on a hill. Nice. Like when you're trying to back up, and then it says creep mode abandoned. I'm like, well, dang it. Creep mode abandoned because of to preserve temperature or something like that. If you back up too much, yeah, creep mode. That's what the judge always says. Sir, you're in creep mode again. I'm like, well, look, leave me alone. You're in creep mode. Christina doesn't know that one. Really? What's inside your wallet? It is common still today. Only plus of the Volvo, it will do 72. On all our other Penske trucks, do 65. Kenworths are not limited. Oh, how do you get one of the Kenworths? If you install solar panels on a trailer, it would be more objects for a Swift driver to determine. How would you break those? Somebody's up there cracking those things. Plus, would they support all the snow and stuff? There are things to think about. Maybe you could heat them somehow. The sun would keep them warm enough where the snow would melt off of them. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But I don't think there's a bad reason to put them up there. Capital One, bag of donuts. That's right. Quality never goes out of style. How about that? Quality never goes out of style. Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't know that one. CFI can't find integrity. Swift sure wish I heard today. England, every new guy leaves after 90 days. And we never heard what happened at England, too. That's so disappointing. Robin Johnston. I agree with you. The 13 is your favorite. I see people struggling with the automatics all the time, backing into a door. Yeah, they're not as good. I mean, they're better than they used to be. It's still not great at backing up an automatic. I mean, they're way better than the 3-pedal ones. So they're good. But the 13 speed on the road, you get to decide the gear. You can see the hill. You know how much you weigh. It's still not up to that yet. Oh, Citibank? No, the other one was Capital One, right? What's inside your wallet? The guy who lost $1,500. No doubt. Even an RV driver, look, keep your money in the RV or whatever. You don't need to go into the truck stop with $1,500 unless you want every suit of armor they have in there. I drive the Kenworths every now and then. The boss ordered them with no limiter. That's nice. They can turn the limiter off on their other trucks too. We have an option to turn creep mode and E-coast off. That'd be great. To agree, I hate the economy coast. It's useless. Yeah, you coast up the hill. Let's coast up the hill. Low bridges? Oh my gosh, that's right. And they're so expensive. I forgot about the company sitting every single bridge. If you drive for CCC, are you running in creep mode? Nice. On day to day. Good morning, Misty. It's good to see you. E-coast is great if you buy the fuel. When I first seen creep mode, I knew it was the truck for you. They go, this is going to be great for you. Yeah, if you're buying the fuel, I agree with you. I see. That's the thing. We had different goals, right? You buy the fuel. So every little bit more fuel that gets used is money literally out of your pocket. But not for me. So, right? It's just different things that happen. So, Swift, every driver would call the shop for solar panels. Oh my gosh, that's true. They're all going to be in the shop. Oh, my solar panels don't work. Solar alert. But wouldn't that attract young people also? Because according to Women in Trucking article, young people are more interested in companies that are responsible environmentally. And so they can say, look, we're being very environmental. So that should attract young people, right? That's what I think. Misty's going to drive and listen. I appreciate it. Using your Jake brake, speed differential between truck and trailer, where trailer's traveling faster than the truck. We never want the trailer to overtake us. So what did you do with the 1500? That driver turned it back in. Capital One is a joke. I tried them. It took so many moons to resolve a fraud situation. Yeah, again, I'm out. No credit card since bankruptcy many years ago. My truck's transmission and engine know what weight I'm pulling because as soon as I take off, it has sensors that adjust the amount of torque. Well, heck, pretty soon it's not going to need you. It'll have just be its own creep mode. So quality never goes out of style is Levi's. How about that? Levi's. You have manual mode and override. Yeah, I wish. Our older trucks had that, but then when these trucks came in, I'm like, oh, so you can't do anything. So no, they don't do it. All right, so obey your thirst. How about that? Obey your thirst. That's another interesting one I thought I had there. The 11'8" bridge is now 12.4, but it's still enough, I think, to get people, right? I think that all these solar panels are going to come sliding off the top of the truck. Yeah, I guess the trailers would be, $100,000 a trailer. It still wouldn't be a bad idea. Some owner-operator that's on a regular run that knows what they're doing or whatever, that might not be so bad, right? You don't have solar panels pull into base 6 for inspection. Yeah, they're going to have special solar panel people. The new hydrogen truck that Kenworth is having in the Port of Long Beach is a day cab with an 18-speed manual, 500 horse. Downside is a day cab and weighs 22,000 pounds. Holy mackerel. Why hydrogen so light? Did anybody see the Hindenburg? I mean, what's the problem with that? That thing floated around in the air. Oh, Sprite. Very good. Somebody got the Sprite one. The wife didn't know that one, so very good. You rip solar panels off the trailers in Chicago. Well, you shouldn't. I mean, the top of the panels would have to be 13.6. You couldn't make the trailer any taller. I'm partial to the full Road Ranger 6613. I don't know all the numbers of them. SJ Transportation is mostly 13 speeds. Do they get... Now, see, I think that's going to be a problem. Just from here, we don't have anybody that can drive one. There may be, 5 of us. There was a truck that was a 13-speed and that they had, and there were only 5 of us or so that ever driven one. Have you ever been passed by your own hubcaps? No, they're Velcroed on there. Mine are the plasticky kind that Velcro on the truck. There are different kinds. I've seen ours are like clear or whatever with Velcro. You can peel them off. Swift invest in solar energy with a pipeline to the sun. Workers will work at night to avoid heat stroke. Yeah, I think this is going to encourage young people. We try harder. That's the next slogan. We try harder. I can't wait till the trucks can drive themselves. Drivers are the only reason I don't own a whole fleet of trucks. Can you imagine having a fleet of drivers driving all your trucks? I mean, running a trucking company would be a problem. It'd be hard to get good people, I think. You could get a fleet of self-driving trucks. In theory, E-Coast may save fuel, but still revs the motor to return to previous gear. That's the thing about the automatic. This truck does it the same as the other trucks that I've had here. They all seem to do it. It'll downshift to 2300, and it isn't just one truck. All the trucks that I've driven do it. I don't understand it. I would never do that. It starts out in a low gear. And if I don't notice it, I'm not thinking anything about it, because who knows what I'm thinking about. I'll take off, and it's first to 2200, 20. I'm like, what the heck? Why is it doing this? Aviator Trucker, will hydrogen trucks come with a balloon payment? Ha! That was an explosive joke. Christina Jones Ford. Oh, no, I don't think so. We try harder, not Ford. That's Quality's job 1. Not FedEx. Yeah, you can E-Coast for like miles, and then it revs the engine to like 400 RPMs to go back into gear. That's a huge fuel savings. I will say that it's too high of revving when you're shifting gears. It's all rubber and 18 speeds. All right. And 410 rears. We build Ford tough. They've gone through a few sayings. Told my company to get a 13-speed or all split. My 2021 has a 13 Aviator Trucker. Wow. They would buy a separate truck. I do think companies should do that too. It's not a bad idea. Drivers maybe after 10 years can pick out a few things. I always like that about Western, that company in Colorado that does that. Even though they don't pay a lot, I like the idea that after you're there for a while, you get to pick out the stuff on your truck. You're more likely to take care of it, and you'll like the truck better. Donkey bite, no. They could incorporate the solar panels as a structural part of the roof. Oh, make the roof solar. Then you would only be damaging the roof. Do the hubcaps actually do anything for mileage, or are they for show? Dave Johnson. I don't think they do anything because I get different trailers. Some have hubcaps, some don't. Some have the wings underneath them, some don't. You know, those things underneath the trailer. Some have the flaps in the back, some don't. I don't see any difference. I do go to the same place every day, so I'm a perfect test for that. I have not noticed any difference. Maybe over like a year there is enough of a difference, but I haven't noticed it. Does the hydrogen truck have tons of chrome? Not at 22,000 pounds. They don't even let you bring your lunch. Avis. Bluebird said Avis. That's perfect. That is Avis. We try harder at Avis. How about a trucking related one? Class pays. Class pays. Yes. What's that as the slogan of? Really didn't know manual transmission was a marketable asset. It is. Steel Horse. Yeah, I think it is. I think companies that put that out there, choice of manual or automatic, I think they could get more drivers. Now, I wouldn't change companies for that, but if I was looking for a company and, two of them were close and one had a 13-speed, I think they'd get an edge on that. Yeah, I think so. The city and a small tractor or state truck 5-speed with the electrical. Oh, that was my first Brigadier. It had a 2-speed rear end. I called that a 5+2. I don't know what they actually called it, right? But the rear end was 2 speeds. It was electric split. So you'd shift to fifth and then click the button and let off and then back on it and bingo, you're in fifth high. I called it. Greasy and poor. I quit Martin because they wouldn't unlock the manual option in the transmission. They should have it unlocked for manual mode to control it through the hills. They should. I think it's safer. I hate the automatic Jake brake. It goes like 6 miles per hour over my cruise control, then downshift to like 23. Right. So you're going down, and this one says +2, but it doesn't follow that. It says that on the little display. It doesn't follow that. You're going down a hill, 67, 68, 69, and then, 2,300, and then 66, 62, 61, right. It's ridiculous. I don't even think they manufacture the new Cascadian anything other than automated manual. I think you can order a manual, like special order. Have you ever heard of MP Environmental? No. Anybody here from that place? All of our spotter trucks have 11-22.5. That's common, right? But the electric trucks arrive with low profile for some reason. Oh. Less rolling resistance, probably. But I don't think it helps in what you're doing there. Drivers will need to placard their hydrogen trucks. I wonder why they don't. The Hindenburg exploded upon landing. War spurred a lot of senseless deaths. Still does. It's sold as necessary to maintain freedom while Nancy Pelosi and her henchmen. Was she on the Hindenburg? Okay, no more politics. But I'm just wondering if she was on it. DIY semi. Peterbilt. Yes, very good. Right. Class pays is Peterbilt. That's right. Bluebird Peterbilt. Ben, getting all these. Are you doing a Thanksgiving Day show? Oh, Mark Ely. Should I do a Thanksgiving Day show? I don't know. I thought everybody would be on strike that day. So, will there be anybody there? You all have families. Who wants to watch me on Thanksgiving? That anybody comes on Monday is amazing. You certainly don't want to see me that day. Plus, they said everybody's going to be Zooming that day. Zoom has a 40-minute limit on video calls if you don't pay for Zoom. So, but on Thanksgiving, people can have an unlimited amount of time on Zoom for Thanksgiving because you're supposed to set computers up around your table and have that instead of having people there. If trucks go autonomous, which they won't, they will eventually. Won't trucking companies go out of business because there'll be no difference between them? I don't know why they can't see that. No, they sure won't. There will be autonomous trucks, and they will not go out of business because they'll be able to offer different rates based on how many trucks they have, and they'll still need drop and hook trailers and stuff. So no. Class Pace is a slogan for a company you just can't remember. That's Pete. Schneider says hubcaps save 0.08 of a mile per truck. That's hardly anything. Obey. That's a different slogan, right? All politicians are horrible, George Costanza. That is true. Freedom is the opposite of government. The hydrogen cells aren't a heavy part of the truck. It's the infrastructure. Airbus aircraft is a prototype aircraft, and they face the same problem. You don't want an aircraft being too heavy, right? If you wear it, make it a parrot. That's the slogan of Blue Parrot. Why haven't companies kept up with the cost of living? Love you to hear the answer. Well, part of it is they compete with each other, and the other part is drivers don't demand it. I mean, seriously, that if a company can run out there at 36 cents or 35 cents and get drivers, there's little incentive to offer more pay as long as they have a steady stream of people. I'm talking to a driver that's at a school for a mega carrier right now, and he said there's this huge backup of people waiting to get in. And so as long as there's that, there's not as much incentive to raise pay. Chris Keller has a couple new Cascadias with manuals. Yeah, you can still get them, right? You're like Fat Albert. You have no class, and I do have to pay. Who remembers Fat Albert from the 70s? I used to get up on Saturdays and watch that. They put on beeper on truck for hitting the white line, but no beeper on the back of the trailer for hitting someone. Right, exactly. You go over the line a little bit, the truck is mad at you. Inflation is why wages don't keep up. Yes, that's true. Do one on Thanksgiving. Christina will be here. Really? Don't to watch me? All right, I'm in. The hydrogen truck uses liquid hydrogen, not gaseous. Well, all right. So it would weigh more then because it'd be more dense in there. It's 12 in Salt Lake. I arrived at the receiver 30 minutes before your appointment, and they still don't have a door for me. Biggest perk of being paid hourly. Exactly. You sit there, you're getting paid. It's not as big of a problem. It isn't as big of a problem. They don't placard it because it might remind people of Hindenburg. Right. There's still people alive, I assume. Where did the Blue Prairie get that slogan from? They got it from me. Hubcaps are also to make the tree huggers feel good. It seems like they might do something, but I haven't noticed it. At what Schneider is saying, I would never notice that. It's one I want to do on Thanksgiving, a nice close-up of a few of everyone stuffing their faces. That's what Zoom and everybody in the government is saying, you know. Christina remembers Fat Albert. Did you watch that? I would watch that on Saturday morning with Speed Racer and Tom and Jerry, all my Saturday morning cartoons with my Fruit Loops. Government spending. The government can only spend money by raising taxes. Yeah, everything that they spend is your money. I think of people who wear a parrot often repeat themselves, usually at the truck stop, because they're wearing it in there. Let's see. Okay, don't leave home without it. How about that one? Then I'll get an older one even. Thank you, Wild Bell. I'm waiting for my check from Blue Parrot for that. So for every time that they say it. When you demand the government spend money to give you stuff, it increases inflation. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. If I have a hydrogen truck, can I be called Gas's King? Oh, that'd be Gas's King Trucking. He should get a hydrogen truck and get gasseskingtrucking.com. Okay, right, okay. Christina, Nancy Pelosi owns Zoom. Is that true? I'd have to look that up. Go Speed Racer Go. Does she really own Zoom? Because I have Google Meetings, but you can't record those. So I volunteer to work Thanksgiving so others can be home. $200 additional pay, Steel Horse. That's good. So you get that pay plus your pay. That's great. And other people, believe me, if they don't appreciate it, they should. Remember the inspector's name on Speed Racer? No, I do not. DIY Semi, American Express. Yeah, Kevin, Amex. Yes. Tom and Jerry with cold cereal. Of course. Usually Fruit Loops. Also Fruity Pebbles. Very delicious. But you got to eat them immediately. Don't leave home without it on MasterCard. Now the government is stating Corona will be gone by spring as long as we line up. Oh, you got to get the vaccine. They have a thing now, I'm sure you saw it, that sticks right here in your chest, and it will track all your body temperatures and stuff like that and your location. And it will be sent back through your Bluetoothness onto the internet, and that way they can track in case you were in contact with somebody else. And they said some places like schools and that will require it. And they said also employers might require it. So let's see where that goes. That just came out today. Are you willing to stick that thing on you? You watched Zoom as a kid. It was out of Boston. What do you people know about H&M Trucking? I never heard of them. Having a person Thanksgiving until the government pays my bills, they don't tell me who can come to your house. That's true. They actually talked about that. That they said, look, we can't police everybody's home. Inspector Detector, was that the name, Misty, of that person? Oh, I can't. That's been a while since that show's been on. Cash is King Trucking, a variant truck pulling U.S. Express just pulled in the truck stop. Oh yeah, let's get a video of that. Salted still watches Tom and Jerry with cold cereal. Chris is not going to get the vaccine. I'm certainly not going to get it initially. Holy mackerel. I get sick enough from the flu vaccine, which I won't be getting anymore. What's your opinion on driver-facing camera? Not a fan. Mark of excellence. I've been with this company for a while, and they never called me for doing anything wrong. If it's not abuse, is it worth saying? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't leave. If you like the place, otherwise, and they have a camera, I wouldn't leave. But they're not going to fire you immediately, hopefully. But if they start writing you up for stupid stuff where it looks like they'll fire you, I'd leave before I got a safety firing, where they fire you for some kind of safety thing. That's the problem. What do you think of floating the gears versus double clutching? I've heard a lot of things I'm not sure about. I would like to hear your thoughts. Always float. Everybody floats. You'll start floating. Everybody will float. If you're already driving, you're floating, right? A clutch only to stop, basically. Otherwise, all gears are floated. You'll get it super easy. Cassius King Zoom is a public company. Okay, so they're public, so no one person owns it. I was going to say, that'd be unusual, but okay. We'll leave the light on for you. Oh, we're at the motel. By Bob, what's that guy's name? I'm such a speed racer geek, I can tell you what each one of the buttons does on the Mach 5. Misty, oh, I used to know that as a kid, what each letter did, but one of them, like a drone thing, flew out of the car, and one of them, it jumped in the air or something, right? There were different things that it did, but I don't remember what each button does. If you drive a hydrogen vehicle, you'd be a real Lyft driver. Yeah, once you put more of it in there, doesn't it weigh less? The more you put in, the less it weighs. That's what public school does. I left my puppy in the truck for 20 minutes. He proceeded to drag down a powdered donut off the dashboard, and you guessed what the end result is. There you go. That's what happens when you leave the dog by itself. Chef Matt is not going to wear a mandated device nor allow a vaccine. My body, my right to choose. Well, they did say that they did comment that the government would not be allowed, could not mandate a vaccine, but private businesses could mandate that you can't work there without a tracker or that kind of thing. They talked to some lawyers about it and thought, yeah, that would probably be legal. Look, for a show with no words, Tom and Jerry's awesome. I know, they hardly ever talk to each other. Tom only talked one time or something, right? Alexander, we all float down here? Exactly. That's Hoosier pride right there. Yeah. Motel 6 is leaving the light on. Jerry, am I going to buy you a Christmas present with Paul's money? That's the way to do it. There's a Janie Pelosi listed as CEO, but not related to Nancy. Oh, okay. Well, people can have the same name and not be the same person. Floating will damage the transmission, Aviator? No way. I've been floating forever. Every driver floats. Nobody clutches every gear. I don't think it damages. You can float your car. Everything, no problem. There's a life-size Mach 5 at the Volo Auto Museum. That is true. I saw it there. I've been to Volo, which for people that don't know is way outside Chicago, in Volo, Illinois. And I recommend you go there if you're ever in the area. Look it up on your map. It's great. Tom only talked to female cats. Is that true? That might actually be a true story. So the next one, which is older, let's see, I got some older ones. You've come a long way, baby. How about that one? Yep. Cassius King Trucking, I move stuff for money. As long as the money's good, you'll move it, right? And that's how it should be. You're in business to do that. Time to go back to the Walmart phone. It might be. Because I don't know how that thing tracks you. You might have to just check in. And I only read a little thing about it today. They showed a picture of it and how it would work. But they figured most people probably have Bluetooth. And that way, if you've been near somebody for so many minutes, that's what it was doing. So this person has been near somebody else that has the COVIDs, and then you're near that person for 12 minutes and stuff, and so then you have to do all this tracing and stuff. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Believe me, 90% of people will stick it on themselves just to get out of their house. That's funny you guys bring up life function trackers. I was given a sheet where your normal blood pressure and normal sugar. I was given a sheet with where your normal blood pressure and normal blood sugar. Well, I figured out how to float my 6-speed last time I was home. Perfect. You can float a car, no problem. I don't know why you would in a car, but I agree. Charles has been to Volo Auto Museum. It's super awesome. John, Bozo was on at noon. I was on the Bozo Show, my first TV appearance. Our second grade, I remember this in Woodrow Wilson Elementary School, every year the principal ordered tickets, and he'd ordered them like 10 years before because it took forever to get on there. So I was actually on the Bozo Show, of all things. Always called it throttle shifting. The ISIS Power Hour. Oh, right. The Shazam ISIS Power Hour. That's right. That was on, too. They should play that now. Probably get in trouble. You have to have your location and Bluetooth on at the same time. Most people do. They actually did a study about that. Most people do have that stuff just turned on. When you look at people's phones, they have the top of their phone has like all these different things. Half the things are turned on all the time. Their location and all that, it's always on. There's an employer here in Wisconsin that's already made their employees get chips in order to get in the building. Yeah, exactly. Cassius King floats beers. Sultan, there's the answer. Virginia Slims. You've come a long way, baby. Virginia Slims. Remember when there used to be cigarette ads? So smooth. And MP Environmental is always hiring tanker drivers in Portland. Haven't had a flu shot since first grade. Never had the flu. I got sick a lot last year, which I talked about, and I won't get another one. Benson and Hedges? No, wrong company. Virginia Slims, though. What is a great everyday healthy meal? What is a great everyday thing you eat? Well, look, I eat a lot of cottage cheese, which people talk about dairy or whatever, but I get Michigan cottage cheese, which I'm going to do a video about the foods and stuff here coming up very soon. And tuna. A lot of tuna, so I put all that in there. Super high protein. And super low carbs. So that's something easy. If you have a refrigerator and a spoon, that's all you need. And a lot of trucks do have that stuff in it. How far did you get that ping pong in the bucket? Oh, I didn't get to go up on the stage on bucket. I would have died to get on the stage. You know, they only had 2 kids up there. I think it was 2. I didn't get to get on the stage with Bozo and Cookie. But I did get on Mr. Ned. But I was on the show because every year our second grade class went to the show. And we got a button which had Cookie on it. I don't know whatever happened to it. That was some time ago, as you can imagine. But I was on the Bozo Show. And, you know, when they panned the audience, I was on TV on WGN, Chicago's very own, for like at least 1 full second as a little kid. And so I have that on my IMDb, of course. Super Truckers automatics aren't real trucks. Also, Super Truckers, I only float gears. Well, but you get to decide what gear you're floating into and what time. Let's see. Paul said he will let you have money for Christmas. How much do I need? That's nice. You know, that guy's turned into somebody who's really nice. Oh, Christina, now you remember that, right? When does Cassius King Trucking drive? Never, as far as I know. I assume he's always parked somewhere, either examining scale tickets for drivers or yelling at mega fleet drivers. The iPhone won't work on some cases without the location on. That's how they get you. Of course, who uses that? Get a regular Android phone like a normal person. Chef Man, I'm essential to modern society. I clear debris, snow, and ice from the transportation system in Cheney, Washington on a completely volunteer basis. The city and I share the same law firm on payroll. That's pretty good. The gold standard? Oh, Alexandra, nice. I don't remember that as their... is that really their slogan? That's certainly possible. It should also say, this probably ain't going to fit you. That's probably what it probably would say if I went in there to get it. How can we be so sure that the vaccines we already haven't gotten? Haven't had trackers in them already. Well, I guess they'd have had to give it the last time you got a shot or something, right? And I don't think it'd work like that. This thing sticks on you. What's the best trucking job you worked for? And the best trucking job you know about? Please do more lives. Love all the answers. Well, I appreciate that. Best job? Oh, I'd have to think about that. I don't drive. I just pretend to be a truck driver. I got green screen and it looks like a Freightliner. You can green screen your Zoom calls, by the way, for Thanksgiving. If you have a green sheet, you can hang behind you. Pears, cottage cheese. Yeah, pears also. I like Michigan cottage cheese because it's very low carbs and very high protein relative to other cottage cheeses. So Michigan brand cottage cheese, and it's delicious. Now, Christina, you should talk to Jerry about that. I saw Cookie in person in Old Chicago and Bolingbrook. Oh, Old Chicago, for people that don't know, is an inside theme park type of place, and it was indoors. It's gone now. Home over the road, love my automatic, never going back to a manual. Yeah, you won't have a chance to pretty soon. Dairy products of tuna, you're becoming a cat. I'll tell you what, when I hit the can opener on the can of tuna, bingo, the cat's, no matter where she is, she's in there. Then you look down, boom, there she is looking at you. And so, of course, I got to share. Kansas King is a dispatcher for Megacare. That's why he knows about scale tickets. It's one of his drivers that gives him the scale ticket. Christina has Android like a regular person is supposed to be, for sure. A Samsung 8 Plus, that's the way to do it. Is Decker okay to work for? I haven't looked at Decker, Jerry, in quite a while. They were not great before. I'm not the one using those. That would be my adult friend at the time. Yeah, look, all I'm saying is that I don't remember seeing that on there, but I was never down at that end of the aisle looking at those, I can't wait to get the vaccine. I hope it's got the tracker and mind control. I'm tired of trying to figure out where I'm at and what I'm thinking. I'm sure it does. Follow your nose. It always knows the flavor of fruit wherever it goes. That's another good one. Oh, Wizzo. I forgot about Wizzo, too. Right. There's Wizzo was also on the show. Nothing says loving like something from the oven. Nothing says loving like something from the oven. Remember that slogan? Nothing says loving. What's the scariest thing that happened to you while driving? Well, almost killed myself a few times, I'm sure. Early, I always remember this. That I do remember something. So backing up, I was driving a flatbed. My first road job, I'd probably been driving a few months, and I was going to get a motel. I did this a lot. I would stay out for weeks at a time. I was by myself. But we usually didn't have loads over the weekend. I didn't care. And I'm back into a parking spot, kind of like on a hill. And when I get out of the truck to look and see how far back I am, the whole back of the trailer was like over a hill and crooked, and I had a coil that was like sideways. Fortunately, I was able to pull forward and get the trailer on flat ground and check everything, tighten all the chains down and everything. But that could have turned into flipping the truck over, killing me, or whatever, and learned a good lesson. Be careful backing up. Watch where you are. Yikes. Almost, and I didn't have to report anything because nothing happened. But that was pretty scary. That was super scary. I wish you could build your own fruit cup. I don't like the ones at truck stops. Just get cans of fruit that you do like. Floating the gears only damage the transmission if you grind it in. Kelly. Yeah, look, as long as it goes in smooth, there's no damage. Put anything in smooth, it goes right in. Kevin, thanks, Mark. You make Mondays great again. I appreciate that. Oh, very good. People got this. I had no idea. Pillsbury. Right, nothing says lovin' like something from the oven. That's Pillsbury. Acceleration rules. Decker left me 2 days at ship with broke down truck, no hotel. There you go. That's pretty odd. What did they say about that? I'm sure you called them during those 2 weeks. What did they have to say? Anything? You saw Bozo when you were a kid at Winston Park Shopping Center in Melrose Park, Illinois. I don't remember the year. Yeah, that would have been fun too. Being on the show was just amazing. As a little kid, I mean, that was just amazing to go. We went in a big bus and everything. That was really something. Because I didn't take a bus to school or anything. We walked to school in second grade, which parents would have a heart attack now. My mom, okay, see you later. I had to walk from Douglas down there, I don't know, 5 or 6 blocks and cross a few streets, including a major street, although there was a crossing guard. And nobody thought anything about it, sending your kid to walk to school. And my mom didn't drive, so there wasn't any driving me to school. And she never got her license her whole life. Fresh Michigan blueberries, cottage cheese, that's good too. And Fruit Loops. I don't know about that. Hey, Alexandra, look, I'm just saying, if it goes in smooth, right? Magnum or not, it's going to work perfect. The hydrogen truck weighs 22,000 pounds because of 6,000 pounds of ballast to keep it from floating. Right. It's got a bunch of slate. They teamed up with the billiards makers and put a bunch of slate panels in it. I do not know why I do not want to die hard. Though it was more important than a fed and happy driver. Well, look, I had to get that load back on its place where it was going. The clutch is for stopping and for reverse. I agree when you take off from a stop. Otherwise, no. Can a company let you go if you have a kidney stone? I'm still able to do the job. James, well, as I say, I'm not an attorney, and you should, of course, seek an attorney or the local FMCSA field office for this. But it depends how long you've been there. Under my understanding of the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA, if you've been there less than a year, yeah, because you don't have a year in. Over a year, you could take FMLA leave off, and then they couldn't let you go during that leave. So check in to see how long you've been there and tell them you want some family medical leave off to recover. They can make you take a physical when you come back. Uphill and snow both ways. Well, I mean, look, it was about 5 blocks in town of going to school, and we walked every day. I didn't think anything about it, you know. So it was. Now parents won't let their kids go outside at all without covering them up and doing everything. In regards to automated trucks, how would backing in a trailer work? You'd think you would at least need a human. Oh, no. Is that what 5G is for? No, what they'll do, automated trucks, I think, will be broke up kind of like they do on the toll road. They'll do most of the driving, and then a local driver will take it to a delivery spot. It'll be a long time before it backs in. There's no reason it couldn't. Look, a lot of refrigerated docks now, which we can ask our refrigerated drivers, you back in without opening your doors. You back right into the dock. They open the doors on the inside. So it's easy to reconfigure a dock even for a van to do that. That certainly can happen. That's already happening. But I think the city part will be local drivers for quite some time. Aviator Trucking, everyone is here eating a sandwich. I'm eating spaghetti and feel a little alien. Where are you getting spaghetti? Sultan, I walked to school from kindergarten through high school. Yeah, me too. All right, I walked to school, not uphill in the snow, but I mean, it wasn't any big deal. To send a second grader out of the house and say, see you after school, that's how it worked back then. Marcus Decker, good. Please up front, they said to start at 50 cents a mile. Well, we just had a driver talk about Decker here that, that's the problem. Because they started 50 cents doesn't mean it's a great place. And I haven't looked into them probably in over a year, so that would need some more reviews. What do the reviews look like online? As a former mechanic, I've seen damaged forks, shift collars, and sliders. Eaton will void warranty if you float them. Well, they'd have to prove you're floating it. I'd say I don't know anything about it. That's the other thing about it. But look, what 90% of people on here probably that have been driving any length of time float gears. Certainly, I don't know of anybody that clutches every gear. Did you post a picture of your sandwich on Facebook? Yeah, Columbia George. Everything you eat has to be posted immediately on Facebook and Instagram. Chicago kids are tough. We walked to school, came home for lunch, then back to school. I do remember that. As a little kid, sometimes you'd get to go home for lunch and then go back to school. Crazy. Now, oh my gosh, the kids got to go to school in a Zorb. I only went to one place that opened the doors for me. But they have them, especially refrigerated. I've been there. You back in the dock, and they open the doors inside the building. So that's certainly possible. Christina walked to school and lived 2 miles from the school. Oh, no, I think if I remember, it was 1.5 miles. Because I remember my parents telling me we didn't live that far. After 1.5 miles, you could get a bus. But this is at that time, in second grade, it would have been Calumet City, Illinois, which is just over the border from Hammond, Indiana. So 1.5 miles. If I give you one, I'll have to give one to everybody else for Ruffles. Nice. Chef Matt walks more than anything. I get a DOT inspection automatic truck. I'd say that makes it a real truck. Exactly. It's a regular truck. Kelly, making you hungry. Go get some of that Michigan cheese. I don't know if they sell it all over the country. Going to Joliet, Illinois. I like Illinois, but prefer the southern end. Yeah, Joliet. Too close to Chicago. How about H&M Trucking in Melton? What about those two? The school's here on virtual again, Christina. So the kids do walk to school by going downstairs. Here, too, they just went last week in Lafayette schools for 3 weeks. Look, just cancel it the whole year. It's too hard on parents to figure that out. The whole industry went bad starting with automated paychecks. That was the problem when your paycheck was put on automation. Lunch at Grandma's house was the best. It depends. She'd put out your cigarettes in your face and, not great. TV dinners. Little King Trash Mouth. I was going to get my own DOT physical for $78. But the trucking school I'm going to says that if I do, it might not be considered legit and go through them. Theirs is $150. Yeah. What's the difference? It's not legit. If it's a DOT physical, especially if it's the same place. Now, the doctor has to be registered, and I don't have the link to it. There's a registry. Doctors have to be on a DOT registry to give a legit DOT physical. So you have to make sure there's a doctor on the registry. So if that's a problem, go on, look to make sure the doctor's registered and the physical's good anywhere. Wild Bill, Calumet City, home of the Blues Brothers. Yeah, this mall is everything. The Oldsmobiles are in early this year. What kind of trucking school would go virtual? They did. They're talking about doing simulators to do everything. Donkey Butt was born in Dalton, right across the border there. Shout out to trucker AK from Florida. Be great to get him on here. Freightliner Classic XL. Nice. That must get good mileage. Christina wants more stimulus money. I think a month or two. Maybe February. Well, sometime after the middle of January, January 20th or later. So I say February. You might get another check. Maybe not as big. I got one more before I take off out of here. So, the handsomest truck in America. This is going to be for the older drivers. What was that? The handsomest truck in America. How about that? Somebody might know it. I had no idea. Okay, I had no idea. This is a trucking related question. What is that? What was the handsomest truck in America? Disco pants and haircuts? No, there weren't haircuts then. I parted my hair in the middle. Oh, look, it was looking good. I used to have an eagle necklace. Oh, yeah. Trees without leaves look depressing. Luke, I totally agree. And I don't know why we allow it. Why can't we get this weather warmed up pretty fast here? Chevy, no, this is going to be a semi-related question. Floated gears, first 10 years of driving, missing gears, good sign you need a 10-hour break. Once you start missing gears, then yeah. Or you see things on the road, yeah. Mac, no. They're not made anymore, let's put it that way. Jason, did I get your email about the isopropyl? I did. Thank you very much. I don't usually get to answer too many emails on Monday morning because although people don't believe it, I do actually do some show prep on Monday. So people are like, oh, really? But yes. So yes. Ricardo, can I use my personal conveyance to drive back to the yard after I empty and I'm not pre-planned? No. The DOT is actually specific about that. That after you are empty, and if you're going back to your terminal, that is not personal conveyance. That is driving time. They actually have a Q&A section on their site, and that's a specific question that people ask, and the answer, no. If I was a truck, it wouldn't be me. Nice. Superliner Mac, no. These trucks are no longer manufactured. How about there's a clue? You trust Decker? Not since I looked at them, but I haven't looked at them in a year. So... you tell me that leprechaun I saw on the side of the road isn't real? Well, I don't. If you saw it, it's real, right? If you see it, it's really there to you. Do you believe it's there? Your hair's still parted in the middle, just the part is bigger. Yes, thank you, Misty, for noticing that. Yes, that's when you used to carry a comb that stuck out of your back pocket, for those of you that remember. Had the shirt with the zipper that came halfway down, to your stomach. And a big eagle on a gold chain. So I was looking good on that. Or at least I thought so. Didn't get any attention from anybody about it. So the handsomest truck in America. I thought there'd be at least a couple people on here that drove the handsomest truck in America, really, at one point. Christina doesn't know that one. Night Ranger, it's Howdy Doody time. It would have been about that time. It would have been about the time of Howdy Doody. Is that a chupacabra? Do not pick up chupacabras and put them in your truck, especially if they're carrying a bag that smells and has a lot of fleas around it. So, and flies. That's not something you're going to want to do. The handsomest truck in America is a Diamond T. Diamond T, apparently their slogan was the handsomest truck in America. So I thought somebody might have driven one at some point and didn't know that. My company can't hire enough good drivers. Same. We run ads. Can't get people. We had a guy. Okay. This before I go. We had a guy just like a week ago. Came in, failed his physical for drugs. Like, what is happening? What is happening? He said, oh, I just use them recreationally. The Mary Janes, as you kids call it. You cannot use Mary Janes recreationally. Okay, it is not allowed. So, failed a physical, gone. He's gone. Christina, you're describing John Travolta. Yeah, that was me with red hair. That's right, looking good. He may have danced slightly better than me, but not much, right? Marmon, nope. Diamond T, though. The handsomest truck in America. Oh, Misty, you made it to Utah filling in. The 80 and everything, actually, the whole country looked quite calm today, so... William, any luck with the car's engine? Yeah, it was gone for 32 days, and they completely replaced it. It's got about 700 miles on it now, and I just drove it yesterday, and drives good. So gave them their Explorer back that I had as a loaner, and I've had no more issues with it. So let's hope now Now the car has 7,700 miles on it. That it doesn't have any more problems. So, holy mackerel. Are you kidding me? Christina, never even heard of them? Oh, that might be why they're not around. They are an older truck. You'll see them now at truck shows. Every once in a while, you'll see one, usually on the road, pulling some kind of heavy crane or something. But they are still around occasionally. So, but I knew this wouldn't be for you younger people. It's for the drivers that have been driving for like 80 years or whatever. John drove a Diamond T2 stick. Nice. That was common then, too. He comes from a state that legalized it, Sultan, maybe. Not here. Okay? It's not illegal here. Even so, it doesn't matter if it's legal. It isn't legal federally. You can't do it. You get a positive, and now they're going to report the positive on the clearinghouse. So good luck getting a job somewhere else. You got to think about that. I mean, if you even think you're not going to pass, do not go take a drug screen anywhere. You are not going to have a job. Right, Misty, you even pay hourly and have guaranteed minimum, whether you work or not, and you still can't get people. I'm all surprised about that, you know. Kevin, see you Sunday. All right, thank you very much. There'll be some videos during this week, too. Already have some ideas here. Oh, Brockway would be a good one, too. My friend says that he has not lost any hair. He says that's the power of gravity. He's just dragging it down his back. Agree. Right, the rest of you gets covered with it where you lose it on your head. 700 miles, do they spin the odometer back? No. I don't put that many miles on it. In fact, I only put like 12 miles on that car this week, so it sat out here all week. Wonder how they would regulate Mary Jane if it becomes federally legal. Well, the only way they'll ever make it legal for drivers is if they could test and see when you last took it. And still a company could say they won't hire you with it, but they'll have to only do a hair test, and it'll have to be where they can look on the piece of hair and see how many months ago it was or whatever. And they'll have to say you have to have been clean 2 months or whatever, something like that. That'd be the only way it'll ever happen. And it's going to be still a while. Misty loses trainees in a week because unloading. That is true. Your job is a lot of work. I hope they're true with them, which they generally, that kind of place usually is. But people just aren't expecting to work. And they should be like, look, you're going to do work here, but you're going to make good money. So some people are just not up for the work. Don't take a job that you don't want to do, especially when they tell you there's something on there. You're like, I don't know if I want to do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Go find a different job that's right for you, you know. Am I on America's Road Team, George Wilson? I am not. That's sponsored by the ATA, and I doubt they would ever ask me to participate on it. ShipX can't get people with their guarantee. I know. Well, look, we get a guarantee too. I have a guarantee here. Can't get it. Can't get people the same way. It's almost 3 and no cash is king. I'm sure he's patiently waiting for me. Where did he go? Right there. All right, and you should watch this show. Look, it's a good show. He does a lot of live shows and a lot of other shows during the week. It's a good show. I like it. So go watch him. You need a place to work? Look, Cash is King is going to be hiring. GP Transco would like to put you into the Teal Revolution. And Great Plains would like to fill you up with groceries to get you started. Schuster is giving raises out and throwing money all over the place at people. There's so many places to go to work. Fleet Nav Systems will have a video eventually and go back live. And don't forget about Jay. Okay, Jay really helped me get started. And so I'd like to give Jay a little shout out. Thank you to Jay for that. He's the impetus of doing the live shows. Without Jay, there'd be no live shows. It's almost 3 and no right. I love my job. I'm not recruiting. I'm just making the point that there are great jobs. I make 80,000. Yeah, exactly, Misty. Look, you could recruit for them if you want to, for like here on here. But yeah, you have a good job that pays really good in the industry. You're treated well there, and you can't get drivers. So what are these mega carriers thinking that, if we get an electric truck, we're going to get drivers? What, for 50 grand to be gone in poor treatment? I don't think so. It's more than that, too. Way more than that. Indiana school that didn't teach us about Kingpin, Glad Hand Locks. Exactly. YouTube helped you. The schools are all about only having you pass the test. That's it. Not how everything works. It's sad. I'm all for a hair test. You could use a free haircut. Yeah, except they only cut a chunk of it out. Tell them, look, a little off the back, do it at the sides. Give me a fade, high and tight, whatever. Said the curved ones like on the roof of the Martin trucks have a lot of heat problems. Really? Asian Maestro is great for finding out the real pay of companies. I do like that he does that, right? My dad drives a Model T, a Diamond T. He drives a Model T, so there's one left. Can you work part-time, Christina? Yeah, you can. In fact, I'm seeing more and more ads for that. Who has it? Oh, M&N is running an ad right now. I just saw it today. They're in Remington, Indiana, which is 30 miles north of Lafayette, hour and a half north of Indianapolis. They're a carrier. They're an LTL carrier, and their ad says full-time, part-time, or casual work on your schedule. And that is a normal company. Plus, there are tons of temp services. Transforce, OBX, I forget what the name of that place is in Indianapolis. They run the same kind of ads, work on your schedule. So, yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of that stuff. Companies are doing that to just like, okay, well, we can maybe put 3 people together and get a week's worth out of people. So, yeah. Someone studying, a lot of companies want you to have a year. Looks like I'll be paying my dues with the mega carrier. That doesn't have to be. Look right to me. We can talk about that. Well, Bill, change the subject. You hate your job. You can go work, talk to Misty and get a better job. Do we get live holiday shows, or did Governor Cuomo cancel it? Look, I'll be on live Thanksgiving then. I didn't figure people would want to watch me. They're going to be watching Zoom with all their family. Whenever you retire, please tell us who you drive for. Yes, whenever I change places. Jerry, I need to bring you to Alabama. A football ticket. Oh, that'd be great, but it's only us 2, right? They're closed. A lot of young people are chased away by the lawyer ads. Have you been hit by a truck? They demonize truck drivers. Oh, that might be some of it. You know, I wish we could talk to young people and say, why don't you want to be a driver? I mean, we should go knock on doors and say, look, can we talk to your kid in your basement? We don't want to go talk to him. Rail has a 7-on, 7-off. That's true. Some companies do that too. Dot Foods does that too, where you can do 7-on, 7-off, 4-on, 4-off. They have different kind of programs. There's a lot of that stuff in the industry. Yeah. I always liked that about them. They had a lot of different ways you could work. I changed the oil on a Model T a few years ago. Took it for a test drive. Shit, man, did you get a thing started? And no filter, right? It's just an oil change. So that it's easier that way. I'd watch you if you had a live show every day. Very enjoyable to talk to. Nice, relaxing bag of donuts. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm always amazed. Right, I do have to head out to work, but I'm always amazed that anybody comes on. So I really appreciate it. It makes my day, and I love doing the show on Mondays. So I do want to thank everybody for being here. It does mean a lot to me, believe me. I never thought anybody would come on the show at all. At all, believe me. Even if I provided roller wieners for everyone. I didn't think anybody would come on here. So I appreciate it. But I am going to have to head out anyway to head to work today. Because that's how it goes here. Or they will gripe at me for not coming in. Christina was first not today, the other day. George Wilson was first today. Christina totally first though. Wow, Bill was here today. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. Misty, right? With a good job that nobody will work at. Isn't that something? So what I want you to think about, what's the solution? Even though pay is good enough, what's the solution to get people in? That's interesting. Chef Matt, the easiest car you worked on the side, everything was heavy, right? Christina, thank you for a great show. I appreciate that. And if you wear it, always make it a parrot. Don't drive around with the phone in your hand and get these huge tickets or fired, please. More and more cameras, don't do it. Bluetooth, get a Bluetooth speaker or something. Columbia George was here today. Night Ranger, thank you. TSI, which I love that, right? Jerry Albano, it's good to see you. We'll catch a game sometime. Luke was here. Well, doggies, I appreciate it. Let's see. It's Mr. Plow. Thank you for coming in today. Let's see. Where did I go off to? Oh, Paul Harris was here. Where did I go? John Nettles. Sultan was here. Thank you for being here. Dave Johnson was here. Bag of donuts. I love that. Kevin, thank you for coming in. Where am I going? Oh, Will Bond, thank you. I'm trying to get everybody, but I'm sure I will forget some people. I am not trying to. Aviator Trucker, thank you for coming in. Air Gunner Bob was here. And George Wilson, George Costanza, the president, George H.W. Bush was here. Mark of Excellence, I love it. Thank you for being here today. Let's see. Amos was here. Death Proof, and I have to head out to my place, but I want to thank everybody for being here. And we will see you live next Monday, and there'll be some videos this week as well. So see you there. Thanks for being here.